Rogue taking it 2-0, but it went all the way. 19-17 for the first overtime, and then 16-14 towards the very end. But that is enough of Immortals and Rogue. We could talk about them forever. We could probably talk about Vice and Wrath. Definitely Wrath having a huge performance, but now on to the next series between Splyce and Ghost Gaming.
Definitely, and I mean, you can't leave out Hiko in that first map, but anyway. Ghost Gaming versus, who was it again?
Ghost Gaming and Splyce. Your boys at Splyce, you know?
Oh, my boys at Splyce.
It's like the battle of whoever is going to be more... Okay, I'm not going to say it.
No,
I was going to say it was going to be a battle of who am I going to be more disappointed at, or you're going to be disappointed at. Because we've had our moments where we're like, you've been like, you know, Splyce has been sick. I love the boys at Splyce. I've been like, look, I love the boys at Ghost Gaming, you know. But sometimes it just let us down a little bit.
I like me some Ghost Gaming too. Is B still not playing though?
No, he's a coach.
All right, well,
he's
I'm
still
going
studying.
for Splyce then. You can go for Ghost all you want, and I'm going to back Splyce on this one. So we'll have a bit of a back and forth. I reckon Splyce is going to win because their players are better overall, more experienced. I think they've got more structure than Ghost. I think the only thing Ghost really has going for them is the fact that potentially a lot of their players have some pretty sick firepower that they can come out. You know, we saw Neptune the other day have like a 100 ADR series or something like that and go absolutely ham. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. And some of the other boys on Ghost are pretty sick too, but I feel like Splyce should be able to grind them out in the end and have more consistency and more structure across the board. I suppose it'll be a little bit more down to maps as well.
Yeah, all right, let's take a look at the schedule for today. So the first map played between Splyce and Ghost will be Train followed by Inferno. So we'll see Inferno once again and Train once again as well. So it really is just the same maps. And meanwhile, in the mainstream, we're already halfway through the third game. That's how long our first two games took. Is that it's already on the third game between Luminosity and Liquid. 8-7.5. I mean, I think both sides will be happy with that. Optics splitting 1-1 apiece with Renegades. And I reckon that if you're a Renegades fan, that's going to be pretty... something to celebrate about. You'd be pretty happy with that.
We're doing another Train Inferno as well, Kev, for the second time.
So this means that we can talk about B, Diggity, and all the trains, all we want.
Gotta love the trains, mate.
Gotta love the birds on Train as well.
The birds?
The birds.
Oh, there's birds in Ivy, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. And it's like, either they fly away at a specific time or if someone makes noise or if something goes a little bit too close.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Away.
I think they fixed that a while ago, but if someone walks up close to the birds, they used to fly away or something like that, and it would fully give away your position lurking at Ivy.
Yeah.
That was so dumb.
And it was just like, that was just next level strategy. It's like, see, like, you know, all those years ago, right? Coming into matchmaking, you hear one of the T's, be careful, the birds will give you away. Prophecy, man. Prophecy. Like, Valve is just playing 3D chess with us. Yep. We thought they were just funny sayings. Just like, oh, look at this guy. What is he saying? Oh, he was right the entire time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just a really obscure reference to game mechanic that doesn't get worked out for years. But you know what? I don't think it'll be a factor in this match as it's probably fixed. I'm hoping it's fixed, and I'm hoping no more obscure game mechanics that Valve implements will really hold us back in this series.
Like the FAMAS or Galil unintended mechanic changes. I mean that's an unintended change.
How do you know it's unintended? Did you talk to the guy that unintentionally changed it?
Was it in the patch notes?
Did you talk to the guy?
Did you look at the patch notes?
Did you talk to the guy?
Did you look at the patch notes?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, was it ever in the patch notes?
Okay.
No, it was a guy who analyzed the game. I think his alias is Sloth Squadron, because I'm fairly certain he does a lot of analysis.
What a baller name, by the way.
Yeah, and he looked at it and he just went, hang on, it's like some of the numbers ratios don't look right, because what Valve have done without documenting it is that I think the information is now drawn from a different place, which is why unintentionally the things have changed.
Oh.
And it wasn't really officially in the patch notes, which is why people are saying they don't feel like it was intentional. It felt like maybe Valve's gearing up to optimize or change in a specific way, but there are so many things interlinked. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that did change a bit. That's why we're seeing so many FAMASs and Galil these days, as opposed to SMGs. Because normally you see, all right, you know, I'll pick up an MP7 instead of a FAMAS because it's a better gun. Now it's like a lot of people are picking up FAMASs very early on.
Well, they don't do too bad in the gun rounds, and I think for the rest of today, I'm just going to be thinking about what a Sloth Squadron would actually look like. That sounds pretty badass to me.
I don't know. I'm fairly certain that I could potentially cast this entire day of Pro League, walk about 10 meters, then cast another day of Pro League, and the Sloth Squadron would still be asleep.
Okay. Well, we'll see if
You've now subscribed to Sloth Facts.
Sloth Facts.
Sloth Facts.
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. As we will see how this train game ends up panning out. Straight into the action. Let's go. Connor 93, aka Plastic Sandals 1992. And Davey's he's gone for the smoke and the dualies instead of the Molotov. That's $100. You were talking about this to me yesterday, how Davey he could potentially have picked up the Molotov here.
I'm not wrong. Everyone thought I was insane saying the dualies is now a viable weapon on the pistol side. Davey is just one step ahead of everyone else.
You just can't resist that 20% discount. You
Absolutely
can't.
not. It's a bargain. I mean, it deserves to go on those bargain websites. But there's a little bit of Ivory presence coming forward. Dallas, the new IGL of Ghost, able to get the first kill with the USP, and Seb is ready and waiting to trade him out. But the attack on B side's already commenced, so even if the bomb plant is going to go down, Ghost Gaming have a lot of members to commence this full retake with the single smoke grenade on Connor 93 as well. And dualies on Davey. Where is he going to use these? Like, sure, it's sick to pick up dualies, and I do enjoy it, as Mitch is able to find one. Sempha's dueling out alongside with Mitch. Mitch has a lot more work to do. He's just transitioning at the moment. He's caught in no man's land. And somehow Davey finally joins the action with the dualies. Gets taken out with a single bullet in the head, though. Too much aim punch. Mitch just dancing around right now. Dallas has the kit, and he has not stuck on it. Just waiting for his time, but he will be able to get it. He'll retrieve the smoke as well. Good round from Seb and Dallas. They were originally playing towards Ivy, but transitioned the good form towards B side. And so Splyce, they get the bomb plant down, but Ghost get the first round.
Forgot that they had made this change very recently, so good to see him already playing quite well in this lineup. And then you got old mate Seb, consistent as ever, grabbing himself 3. Will be a buyout from Splyce. 1 AK dropped over to Rocket. Deagle, no armor on Mitch as a result of this, and the rest of them, Semphis has got a scout as well. What the hell is happening with this buy? They did get bombed down though, so they will be able to
not buying the next.
I mean, not buying the next now, but it's going to be a bit of a surprise buy. Interesting that they're choosing to put all of this weight on Rocker in terms of, you know, the big responsibility of having the AK. To be honest, he hasn't been too impressive for me for the most part, but I haven't watched too much of him in Splice's closer games.
I did like what Spice had just said. She showed a little bit of presence towards Ivy. I think they were trying to catch someone off guard. They were letting Semphis lead the way, with Roker backing him up with the AK-47, and Seb spotted out too, so he's still able to hold on. Just going to call for the early rotation, and this is now starting to look a little bit more problematic for Ghost Gaming. They don't really have the firepower to kind of hold up. I mean, it doesn't look... It looks like, sure, Ghost Gaming have a little bit more rifles, but they don't have any utility. Only a single flashbang to work with. Splice can very much catch them off guard, and Wardell has to go huge with his UMP at close range. He has to make sure Seb does not go down, and here they come. There's one. There's not the second, and Seb, he's found 2 before he's been traded out by Roke with the AK-47. Roke has now picked up 2. This AK-4 spy has worked out particularly well, but Rix is now coming in from behind.
He is indeed. Davies only got himself an up, which won't do too well for the long distances that he's going to have to shoot across. He's going to pick up his A4. Rick's walking out over the upper ramp. Rocker's gone on a bit of an adventure. However, it's not going to be a happy one until he does pick up Dallas. But the bomb is actually planted for him. That's worked out beautifully for Rocker. I didn't realize it wasn't a default plant.
No, Davey is always one step ahead.
He is. Except for the fact that he got his head blown off by Rocker. I mean, that he got his head blown off by Rix coming out from the upper ramp.
I mean, that was calculated. He was prepared to sacrifice himself. That's informational play.
You got
Roker used the information perfectly.
Yep.
Won the game, got 4 kills with the AK-47, so the big buy strat works out for Splice because it means that they have effectively drawn an equal. They've reset Ghost Gaming before they can even get a start, so even though they did well, they're doing an SL crunchy by the looks of it. Just pushing up through inners as well as stacking Pop Dog, ready to go up and take the fight, but there's no one there whatsoever. There's just Mitch sitting pretty far back with an MP7 just chilling out.
As he should be. Fortunately, Davey is not sitting far back, playing pretty far up into that T-Con. Connor 93 puts him down. Drone picking up Rix and Wardell as they try to push up that inners area. Seb is going to trade out. Seb's looking pretty good already, but not looking too good anymore as Mitch riddles him with bullets.
Shouldn't be any more action happening this round. I mean, if they can sneak another kill or two, that'll be pretty cool. But just given the positions of Splyce right now, don't think Mitch will be caught off guard. He'll realize that T-Connector is pretty dirty and is just going to look to either contain the area or he's just going to go in and challenge it, because why not? You need the kills, right?
You're not wrong. Look at it. It's bloody filthy. Someone needs to get a janitor in there.
I mean, there's blood stains everywhere. There's a dead body. It's not sanitary. I mean, imagine if a train just went over the body. It would not be good for the rails, as Mitch just loses his life and his AK-47 for no reason whatsoever.
He does indeed.
Why? Like, is there a need to challenge that position at that particular point in time? Other than stats, memes, and everything, wasn't it better for him to actually go through Ivy where his teammates just went through and just go the long way around?
Look, Kev.
Or should I just not question it anymore? I should just...
At this point, and at many points, in most players' Counter-Strike careers, after about 4,000 hours and 500 train matches or whatever, you don't really think about it too much anymore. Sometimes.
But was that the correct play to make?
No. Thinking. Double thinking emoji out of Karath.
Good thing there's no Karath cam.
Thank God.
Ghost Gaming do have the retrieved AK, courtesy of Mitch, gifting them one over. And now they're just looking to do a little bit more damage on the back of the pistols and the AK-47. So Dallas with the AK, now just locking down Ivy. He's used a smoke grenade early on, as the rest of Splice are just looking to bust out. If Dallas goes huge right now, he might be able to do some damage, but Mitch, making up for his transgressions, is able to get the first opening pick on towards Wardell, and now they're slowly starting to walk through the Ivy smoke. Roker, he's been on point so far this match, and Mitch has definitely stepped it up as well, just after a slight mistake, so I can forgive him now. I won't blast him anymore. And Ghosts, they can't retrieve any of the AK-47s, just looking to do some damage at Splice. 3-1 after this round. Decent economy to work with as well. Still early days in train. Haven't seen both sides execute. Splice definitely will have something to bring onto the table. It just remains to be seen whether it's a banquet or a cheese platter if you're starving.
Already am, Kevin.
Sorry?
I already am.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's near lunchtime for us, I think. But I've got my boosters as Semphis. I was able to get one, but once again, it's not really a favorable trade. Shouldn't be playing isolated positions. Mitch is coming in a little bit... Okay, just in time. I was going to say just a little bit late, but he did have Roker's assistance coming out of Ivy. Rix is unable to take the AK to the next round. It's just... I don't feel like there's much need to kind of play those positions to get the exit kills, because you really want to just take your AK to the next round and trade it through instead of allowing the CTs to carry it forward. Or am I, once again, thinking way too much into this?
Oh, stop thinking, Kevin. No one thinks these days. You just do it. You go with the rocker approach. You just go in, grab the headshots. Unless you're playing Cloud9. Then you get headshot.
You get headshot here, headshot there, headshots everywhere. Slight pause, I'm not sure what it might have been. Could have just been a little bit of a tech issue, which is very quickly resolved.
Alright, we got a Wardell on Semphis. Let's see how this one goes.
Hopefully Semphis has a much better game. I mean, earlier on the season, did impress me with his AWP. Definitely was able to hit a few of the shots that he needed to, but yesterday was completely flat against Cloud9, so he needs to just wake up and just compose himself. Doesn't really have to necessarily take the aim deals right now. Just find the smart angles, get the shots you need to, then get some confidence, and then take the deals, you know? That's the best way as an AWPer. You get settled into it, and then you go explosive. You don't try to go explosive. Oh, I just died. Try to go explosive. Oh, I just died.
Some people do, Kev.
Some people do.
You got a good checklist down, though. Very admirable.
It depends. Once again, it depends on an AWPer. I mean, I'm not going to ask Simple to go, all right, just Simple, just play Compose at the beginning. You want Simple to be explosive from the start, because that's the style of player he is.
Yeah, look, you got too many steps for Simple. It's too complicated.
Step 1.
Not simple.
Kill people. Step 2. Kill more people. Step 3, Roker holds Ivy and kills people. As there is going to be the B-site attack on Seb. Seb is going to be a little bit isolated. At least Dallas gets the 1-for-1 trade, but now Seb's just locked out, has a lot of work to do, and Semphis does not allow him to do anything whatsoever. And that's what you want to start off with, you know? Easy opening picks, get the kills that you need to get, and then just allow yourself to get warmed up before you start flicking pretty hard. So Ghost Gaming acknowledging the danger. They don't have the utility to kind of make their way back to the B-bomb site. Just going to be saving. Rick's going for exits.
How do you beat Wardell with the AWP, Kev? Go to the other bomb site.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you... Like, we hype up a lot of the time the AWP versus AWP battle, and for explosive AWPers, it would very much be the case. But I don't... Like, in my mind, yes, Semphis is not, like, the explosive AWPer. He's a very... He just takes the shots that he needs to, and he makes sure that he hits the ones he needs to. And we didn't see that yesterday against Cloud9. He's probably more disappointed in that. They've actually just lost the AWP, and Dallas actually dies before the end as well. So he won't be able to cut his weapons over. Any chance of a force buy from Ghost Gaming is now down the sewer, and Splyce, they trade a few guns. The result of that, they'll be pretty happy. Grenades coming out from Ghost Gaming. They're trying something.
Grenade. Mitch is having a pretty good game. Granada. 8-4 for Mitch, so really good start into this game. Wasn't really present against C9 too much, but then again, no one was. Ghost is probably a team a little bit more on their level, if not a little bit of an underdog, I would say, in this series.
Yeah, the odds were very even given the situation. I think that's because a lot of people... I think Splyce did underperform yesterday. Is now Rick's up. He's lost the M4 instantly. Seb does manage to find Semphis and pick up the AWP, so at least a little bit of retrieval. As Connor 03 made a lot of noise coming forward, and Roka should be able to suss this out as well. Seb with the AWP finds Mitch. Davies close by with the Max 10, though, ready for the trade. But they're just going to take down Wardell before going in, and Roka is just being an absolute nuisance right now, just utilizing the aim punch, and Davey just comes driving by. Skirt, AWP's retrieved. Splyce 5-1.
Plenty of money in the kitty for Ghost Gaming. Wardell's going to grab himself an AWP, as well as Rick's. So, see if these AWPs are going to be successful, or whether Splyce is just going to go attack the bomb site. As you put it, the B-side attack on Seb. It's a personal attack. It's all to do with Seb. They don't even want the bomb site. They just want to kill Seb. As Roka pushes up towards Ivy with his old mates. Number 6, that's Drone. Number 7, that's Rocker. Davey walking out of T-Con through the sandwich smoke, and they did have Semphis AWPing up a ramp. Looks like he threw a couple flashbangs towards the inner. Rocker coming out. Ivy will be running into Wardell. Wardell's ready for it, but a little bit too far across the screen there is Rocker. He does grab Davey though. Rocker pushing up through the old bomb. And trades going back and forth leaves Semphis all alone in this world.
Yeah, Semphis, effectively a non-factor in this. Oh, okay, he's taken 1 kill so far. I was going to say it's almost a non-factor, but now he's made himself into a little bit more of a factor. 1-on-1 against him and Seb. I'm not sure if he spotted out, but that's smoke. He knows at the very least Seb is towards the Ivy location, but he's just going to have to wait it out. It's got a lot of time to work with. He's going to use a lot of his grenades early on, though, which is going to spell a little bit of trouble because Seb has a lot of grenades to work with. 2 flashbangs and 2 new grenades. Seb is going to make his way the long way around, and Seb is going to get a little bit more nervous as time ticks by because it looks like Splyce will have to go for the kill for the round victory, and Seb is just going to back off towards the server box.
Trying to get a little bit of an off angle here as he walks back up. Semphis retrieves the bomb. Seb will see that it's gone very soon here, but he walks out checking the angle perfectly. Well done from him, putting Ghost with double the rounds on the board. Doesn't manage to press E on the AWP. Oh man, E never works.
At least he didn't press E and lose the gun and not retrieve the AWP, because the amount of times that's happened is just like, bro, really?
Yeah, that always happens to me. Everything bad always happens to me. However, Ghost Gaming not having too bad of a time. They are down 5-2, but they're giving themselves a chance to get a foothold back into this half. They have put Splyce down, but losing all their players down to Seb, if they do lose this round, it's going to be a very harsh reset for the boys. They're clearing out inners fairly well here, and it looks like Splyce are keen for an execute on B.
Ghost Gaming just going to retrieve a little bit more information from Pop Dog, potentially pushing towards T connector before rotating more members across, or just playing retake B as Seb. I think he may have spotted out a lot of people coming in from the uppers line. He will be able to tag down Drone quite heavily, but look at Roka pushing far up. There's a HE grenade. Roka, he doesn't realize his head can be spotted out by Seb, and Seb just goes, thank you very much. You're not welcome in this round anymore. Flashbang to allow Mitch to push through. Seb's completely blinded out, so is Dallas, but he can't land the spray. Too many targets to choose from. And so Splyce, even though they get the advanced positioning, they can't get the kills. And Semphis, he's got to play aggressive eventually because Drone's now be found out. Smoke grenade goes probably a little bit too far. He's just wondering, where do I go from here? What do I do? Davey and Semphis, the two more experienced players. Now it's all down towards Semphis. And Wardell's just sitting there waiting the entire time. Doesn't miss it. Lands the shot. Ghost Gaming picks up 3 and Splyce. Back to the drawing board.
Very crucial round for Ghost to win that. Bomb plant might enable Splice to still be able to buy into this round. We'll have to check out their money after this. Yep, they're still pretty much good to go. Semphis has been buying AWPs pretty much non-stop, so he's going to be a bit sad economic-wise. Someone will probably drop him over and up. No, he's just going to go for a CZ. So no problems. 1 AK is lacking. Straight back onto the double orb. This time Connor being the secondary AWPer. See how effective that is as Ghost potentially here going to be able to put Splyce onto an eco. Not sure if Ghost bought that second AWP or it was retained from the other round. That will be a pretty important thing to consider for them in terms of money if they did have to purchase it. Very passive hold out of Splyce. Maybe expecting some aggression here from the Ghost side, but nothing will come out. Seb's been shouldering this line. I'm just itching for somebody to double peek and grab that kill. It's pretty common nowadays. Nice little flash there from Wardell.
Such a slow round though coming out, which is just unsettling Ghost as well as... Or just unsettling Ghost, because normally expecting very explosive fast plays from Splyce. We've been making a lot of contact plays early on. Now that they've kind of slowed down the pace and just not shown themselves, you can see Connor93 is unsure whether to be on the A side or the B side. And he's just transitioning between the two. He's always in flux, never stationary.
Interesting to see Rocker on the lurk towards Ivy.
That makes it work out.
It does. Catches Dallas in transition to rotating out to that inner bomb site, outer bomb site, which is being pressured very heavily. Wardell in a bit of a difficult scenario, and Rocker catches him in transition to a different position as well. So a little bit fortunate from him, but you know what? You put yourselves in the right positioning, and 9 times out of 10 it'll work out for you.
And once again, Rocker was a man with a mission. Just a single lurk play really just opened up the map for Splyce. Ghost Gaming. Oh, you feel a little bit sad for Wardell. He was just trapped in no man's land, no one to back him up, no flashbangs. He was behind enemy lines, and the enemies just wanted to shoot his head off. But they'll be able to take the 3 rifles into the next one. I don't think Splyce are really hunting for this. Their economy is not in the best shape as well, so they want to take as many guns forward into the next round.
I think this will be a buy again from Ghost. 3 retained into the round. Dallas is capable of buying. Seb is capable of dropping if he feels like it.
He'll have a lack of utility, though.
I mean, it's better than saving with 3 guns retained.
No, Connor93 is going to take one for the boys. CZ out, utility up. Rule number 2, fully in motion.
Absolutely. Not all heroes wear capes. As the rest of Splyce pile towards inners, they're just going to run straight down onto Seb. Oh, he's sort of caught out there, and unfortunately fumbling with his nade out enables the 1-for-1. That's what I want to see more out of this Splyce team. Their roles seem so wishy-washy sometimes, with people doing a little bit of everything. And I think everybody, when they saw this lineup, thought about the drone rocker entry combo. 4-on-4 here.
I don't think Ghost can really go for much other than kills. They don't have the positioning necessarily. Mitch is locked down SL, and it's so difficult to come up that ladder. And there you have it. Rix actually just loses his life anyway. Cotton 93 comes out. Mitch should be able to catch him up as well. And the two CTs left with the guns, just sitting in CT, spawn, and just hoping. They have to move fast because Mitch is on the hunt. They're all on the hunt. Splyce realized that resetting them right now is going to be more potent than actually taking the AKs to the next round. And there you have it. Roka's going to find one more. Roka can't find the last one. So Wardell will be able to keep his AWP up, but the rest of them have to pretty much be on the eco except for Seb. And Splyce up 7-3, in real danger of just taking out this half pretty much outright. I mean, should be 8-3 after this, barring a sick pistol play or play. Stage of Splyce, if they get a few more rounds, it becomes very difficult for Ghost Gaming to try to come back into this. But once again, we've seen really good T-halves from the earlier games today, from between Immortals as well as Rogue. So maybe it's the same here as a fast pop dog push comes out. The action does not stop, but Wardell's going to open up this time around. Wardell, ooh, so close to finding the second. Not going to work out, but the counter pop dog push happens. There's people watching it, and Rix, trying to emulate his best to be a Ghost operative, will be looking to get the kill on towards Roka. As mentioned, pushes way around the edge of the smoke, and he has not spotted out Davey.
Good little half anti-eco because Wardell did have the AWP. Not sure if he's going to be able to afford it into this round or whether he will glass cannon. We will see. Roka and Mitch having pretty good games over on the Splyce side. Seb doing his best to try to lift Ghost into a few rounds. And I suppose the only other person that's been semi-impressive for me is, I feel like Dallas is pretty much getting every kill that he should get, but just hasn't had too many opportunities to really make a round impact.
There you have it, Semphis. Ooh, just unscoping as Wardell comes across the line. I think Semphis was expecting a flash and he thought he was home safe. But once again, 1-for-1 trades are always going to be favorable for Splyce at this stage, unless one of Ghost Gaming decide to go for an informational play. And no one is shifting their positions just yet. One towards Sandwich, one Ivy, one Pop Dog. Wardell throws one in, but doesn't blind Rocker. Really, really good reactions coming out from Rocker to kind of dodge the flashbang. But he's just holding his line right now. He doesn't want the CT to push out.
Wardell has no reason to. Would be an extremely risky play, knowing that Rocker's been there quite a lot. Davey
gets
taking out Wardell with the AWP. Pretty good positions here from the CTs. Seb just spotting out here. They do have old mate Rix pretty aggressive up there in the ladder. That's going to give them plenty of information. And Connor's probably in T-Con, but they're making the perfect play here on the side of Splyce.
And out goes the AWP. Can't be retrieved by anyone. So Davey, at the end, just goes, yeah, let's forget about the AWP. They can always buy one up. The last thing that we want is Ghost Gaming to get one. And you look at Davey just playing through the edge of the smoke, and we'll spot the feed of Connor as Mitch will take down Rix. Mitch was just waiting the entire time for Rix to push up through Pop Dog, and it works out perfectly for him. Now Splyce, 9-3, pretty comfortably in the lead. Ghost Gaming, nothing much to work with in this round except for pistols, maybe a little bit of body armor, but Splyce so far have pretty much been in control. I mean, after the pistol round, it's just Ghost have not really shown much. Few good rounds going their way. But the firepower, the strategy is just a little bit too OP.
Roker's having a field day in this game. I haven't seen him play this well so far myself, although I have heard plenty of hype. Trades going back and forth up Ivy here. Only the CZ's on the side of Ghost, but Splyce being a little bit too eager to go up Ivy there. Mitch does put down both of the threats there. Rick's grabbing Davey. He's going to pick himself up an AK as Seb runs his way through the halls. 2-on-2, so potentially winnable. Semphis is posted up on Rick's position. He's heard Seb behind him. Seb's made too many steps, and this may be his downfall. Although he's playing it patiently enough. Rick's in the sandwich area is going to get pushed by Semphis. Oh, both literally could get sneezed on and they would die. Seb pushing up on top of the blue train. He's seen Mitch fall back towards the inner connector. Might not expect Semphis directly under him, so... Oh, wow. Seb turning around there. What kind of game sense is that?
Not much, actually. I think Semphis just took a little bit too long. And now Mitch, he is not aware of the fast push coming forward from Rick. So he's going to fall. And Splyce. Oh. I don't even know what to say. They're welcome in Australia anytime, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know about full-on fighting Ivy so quickly into that round. Maybe next time, just take a little bit longer. See what your opponent is thinking about doing.
Roka's actually on 18 kills so far after 13 rounds.
Going nuts.
Seb's on 15, which considering they Ghost only have 4 rounds is pretty insane.
It is indeed, but there seems to be a method to the madness. He's that inner bomb site holder as well, for the most part. So he's doing a great job, especially because not all the rounds are ending in now. 2 early picks for Ghost. That's getting them straight on the board there.
I'm not sure what Mitch was doing because that's not the correct Molotov to be throwing in Roka. If there's ever a man to kind of drag his team back, it is going to be him. He's drawn a little bit of attention away. He wants Semphis as well as the others to kind of make a push out. And Semphis has managed to make his way back towards the back of Green Train. Wardell, though. Oh, no, they're dealing it out with Roka. There's no trades coming out. And Rix is also going to take down Davey. He decides to push in. And once again, Semphis last man left standing. We'll be able to find one in the AWP, but that's really nothing much at this point. And Ghost, well, Splyce will have enough to buy up into this. They won a lot of rounds in a row with a lot of people up. But Ghost have done really well to try to at least make this half a serviceable CT half for them to try to claw their way back on the T side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still neck and neck. This is a pretty important round for Ghost. Splyce winning this round and then winning the pistol would really put them in a strong, dominant position to win this game, but only going up 6-9 would be a bit of a different story. So this is a more critical round for Ghost than it is for Splyce, but obviously important for both. Double nade into the SL there. Rick's able to jump away just in time, only using 28 to the deeper nade. Molotov straight out in there as well, so really trying to stop that SL position from being aggressed upon, and it works perfectly as Rix is knocked down just low enough in the Harry Potters to fall back.
The Splyce at the moment have a good spread across the map, but they're just waiting and biding their time to see if they can find any opportunities. Wardell once again posted on the line, but Roka, he's just been so sharp today. 20 bomb, surely from this man right now. Indeed it is.
The maths is on point.
Maths is always on point with this one. But Splyce, they've got the opening pick, but where are they going to go? They have a decent amount of utility still left on the belts to whip out, to pull out the pin, and maybe to put the pin back in. But it doesn't really work like that. But hey, we'll just pretend it works like that in real life.
Probably a bit of misinformation. Not the wisest decision to be telling people that.
Yeah, don't pull out the pin and put it back in. You can't do that. You can do it in CS, but I don't think you can do it anything else.
That's true.
Because what do they pull then? Like,
what does he do with the Molotov as well? He just lights it on fire and then he goes...
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm putting it back in my pocket, just automatic fire extinguisher. Roka will be taken down on the A bomb site on the lurk, but Rix has managed to rotate across. There are 2 on the B bomb site. Connor's managed to shift his way towards the inner train. There's not really members there, and he's actually dropped the bomb carrier. Time is ticking away, and Dallas, Ghost, towards the very end, have managed to take it once again from Splyce, even though Splyce had the numbers advantage. So Ghost, serviceable CT half, 6-9. But really, Splyce, they let themselves down a little bit. They're in a great position, 9-3. They lose the anti-eco. Then the last 2 rounds, like, sure, the next round afterwards couldn't really do much, but they have the numbers advantages. What's going on?
I mean, it's really just Ghost clawing their way back with a couple of awkward rounds into that half. Also, some really good aggressive play from them. Rick's getting kills in that ladder room is something that Splyce had to start adapting to. Wardell got a few AWP picks towards the latter point of that half, and that's put them in a good position. I mean, if they win the pistol, they're dead even with them 9-9, and I don't know what it is about Ghost Gaming. I mean, they have a new RGL, but I always feel like they can make some pretty sick plays on the T side. I have more faith in their T side than their CT side most of the time.
Absolutely. Well, let's see how Splyce do on the CT side. Good start for them so far, but can they finish the job? Let's find out after 1.5 minutes of a break. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is half time for the EPL, the match between Splyce as well as Ghost Gaming, and that's pretty much my reaction to the half. I mean, Splyce could have made it like, that was an amazing half towards Splyce, but I don't really feel like Roka, I feel like single-handedly carried them through some rounds. I know that was a bit of a iffy reaction, but that's just kind of my, it's just like a more like, I look at it, it's a 9-6 scoreline. It wasn't as if it was impressive play from both sides. I mean, you had some individual standouts, but it was, overall, it's just kind of like, okay.
I'm going to go back in the VODs, cut that one out, and I'm going to do one of those
It sounds like me getting
Facebook
Zeus
videos where they have like you going, and then they have a goat going,
Yeah, it was pretty much a goat sound.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
Anyway.
regardless, I mean, ignoring all my bleating aside, it is going to be Ghost now on the T side, and you say that Ghost most likely will have something better up their sleeve.
I have
compared
no
to the
idea
CT
because,
side.
you know, they've just changed their RGL and stuff like that. But, I mean, you don't just bring a new RGL in and then go, hey, man, you got any ideas for this map that we're probably going to play against this team? So hopefully they got some cool things up their sleeve. Hopefully they have some things left over from when they played. They played plenty of trains, so they should be semi in their comfort zone and, you know, plenty of dimensions to their play. You got Seb who can go in on the lurks and control those area of the maps that Roka did so well towards Ivy in that last half. You got Wardell, he can go for the picks, and then you got old mate Connor 93, who's always good for an entry frag or two when it comes down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. But on the side of Splyce, I mean, Roka's been on really hot fashion, really critical to see which place he anchors down. And for the rest, I'd say a little bit quiet. Semphis, I mean, there was a couple of rounds where he got AWP kills, but once again, none of them really felt like they were high-impact AWP kills. It was always, oh, my team's dead. Might as well go out and get a kill. Oh, I'm dead now. I got the kill, right, guys? So that's literally what I felt when I saw Semphis.
And he gets $100 for that. The rest of the team dies. Just think about it. How much money his kit's worth, right? Like 6K.
At least.
Out, makes himself $100 and the round's over.
Yeah.
And then maybe the other team picks up the AWP for a double.
Yeah, and it's just like, for me, I'd like to see him take more risks on the CT side where he gets himself into different positions. I like seeing that from Wardell as well. Like, sometimes it was caught out, but not necessarily because he wasn't trying to challenge an angle. It's because Ivy position was lost, and that's because Roka was playing out of his mind.
Yep.
And when Roka's in that fashion where he can just peek into Ivy and take the aim deal against an AWPer and headshot him every single time, you're never going to win that as an AWP deal. Like, when it's just so frustrating as an AWPer, and where you just go up against someone, it's just like, this guy's just hitting every single shot. What do I do? But for Semphis, there's not really the same amount of excuse. There wasn't that much pressure on him. It was like all the pressure was on a different side of the map, and he'd always come in too late, or he'd always be locking down an angle and potentially Ghost not presenting the opportunity as well. But as an AWP, you can't always wait for the opportunity. Sometimes you got to go make the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see if there's going to be a little bit more of a new look Ghost. Maybe they'll adjust some of the roles. Old mate Connor's picked up the utility. Wardell on the utility as well.
Why do we call him Old Mate Connor? I'm fairly certain we have a story behind this.
Well, Connor 93. How old is he now?
About the same age as me.
24.
I'll go look it up.
24, right? I don't know. I feel like I've known him forever. I've never met him, but we just have this connection. You wouldn't understand, Kev. As Rick's spotting out the SL. Looks like they're probably going to go for a smoke play towards outside. That's been kind of the common play to go for on train these days. Usually a smoke coming out from above SL and a smoke from elsewhere. Flashbangs coming out. Smoke CT con, smoke green train, molly onto the stop sign. I've seen this strat so much lately. With limited success on the T side. Looks like it's going to work pretty well for Ghost because Splyce are just going to play retake.
Absolutely. And now they've got pretty decent post-pan positions as well on the side of Ghost Gaming. Semphis, very difficult to challenge a CD connector line. There's no other external pressure, and Roka trying his best, darting around zigzags, but doesn't work. Seb still managed to connect to the head, and now Dallas is backing it up. Semphis, nothing he can do. And as the rest of the Ivy as well as Bomb Train push commences, I mean, there's only a single smoke grenade to work with, and Davey has to go absolutely huge, but the rest of Ghost just completely overwhelming them. Everyone alive, everyone's going to keep their body armor up. And most importantly of all, they get the round victory.
Very important. Pistol round is so crucial, especially when you're down a couple of rounds on your opponents. So they're right back in it. Should be going up to 9-9. A little bit of a force coming out from the Splyce side. Couple CZs. and some Granadas. Semphis half committing, just going to buy a deagle, so unless he gets about 14 kills with that, he's going to be on the glass cannon or a rifle. Fast push outside of the T-Con from Ghost, but bit of a limp push really. What's not limp is Seb is already out near the E-box behind the brown train with about 10 HP to work with and no support from his teammates. Don't know about that one, Kev.
Yep, Seb backwards is, well, I was going to say, it just got absolutely outbaited, and they're just going one by one at the moment. This is a little bit painful to see, because now they're just lining up, and both sides are very, very welcome in Australia, given the propensity to drop anti-ecos. I might sound a little bit depressed, but it just feels like I've seen this too many times where a team just goes in one by one and they get completely booked, and it's just like, why? You had so much promise. Why?
Very sad to see. As
absolutely dreadful stuff. What?
10 to 7. Gonna pretend that was never said. And Splyce. They're gonna move up the train yard. They have old mate Mitch at E-box. 2 at E-box now.
All right, here's
probably a problem with the E-box. They're trying to fix it.
Here's the challenge for you, Pilly.
Don't say
Who is not an old mate for you?
I would go with Wrath.
Fair enough.
Miami.
He's very much a new mate. Still a mate, as Rix is able to...
Hiko's not an old mate either because he's a little bit too old.
Okay, so Roku was pushing inners, got a little bit too enthusiastic, and Rix, as a result, is able to get the kill. Did show the bomb. But there is not a further rotation from Splyce just yet. Just push Davey up very close towards uppers, and you still see Semphis darting around with the M4. And here are the smokes coming towards Ivy. 4 members, all CZs, except for Connor 93, because he sacked it for utility instead. But the new Glock ain't too bad. They're coming through towards back bomb train right now. And Drone, he's not shooting at anything particular. He just has to hold and fight. And he has to stand his ground. It does it really well. Has backup from Semphis as well to just chime in and do a little bit more. And now Davey should be able to hear this bomb plant going through towards inners shortly. There it is.
He hasn't stopped it. He's just let it go down.
Yeah, he's decided, all right, I want the round victory as opposed towards the money denial. Mitch has been dinked out, so is Seb. Seb, though, doesn't have many bullets, and as soon as he needs to reload, it's game over. Doesn't matter anyway. Defusal is done by Splyce, and Ghost Gaming, well, they'll be on the eco once again. Splyce just looking to build up bank on the SMGs, but...
Quick little spray down here from Drone. Don't know if I was a fan of letting that bomb plant go down myself.
I mean, I would have tried denying it, but imagine if Rick's stopped, shot your teammate in the head. You can go for a bit of a
shoulder first, though. It's not like you just have to wide peek to stop it. He was in a decent position. Lots of SMGs across the board here from Splyce. Molotovs as well. Ghost walking towards inner. Just going to go for a bomb plant. Molotov's going to stop any... Oh, never mind. Okay. That's why you don't run through the Molotov.
Money in the bank.
That's a lot of money in the bank. That's straight up $2,400 for the Splyce side.
1,200 between the bros, and now Rix is just scratching his head and going, where do I go from here? Towards his death, eventually. Inevitable death. We all know that.
Do you get mad at Rix for not going through the molly with all the boys?
Yeah, kind of. You got to commit.
That's a direct violation of rule number 2.
Like, if the call goes out in a... If it's like a pug, nah, we'll just be like, you guys made a really silly call. I'm not dying to that. But if you're playing in a team environment, it doesn't matter if sometimes the call is something you don't agree with. You have to just commit with the boys, you know? And he's able to get one, but first clip depleted. I'd say it's because Mitch got a little bit greedy.
Would have to agree with you there.
Just burning down time, and just imagine, like at this stage, you don't want to just do a Splyce. Don't even go for the kill. Like, why bother going for the kill? Let him run around. Let him just waste time. What happens if he's got 5 seconds left, can't plant the bomb, then goes, oh, they haven't come hunting for me. I better go try and plant the bomb. He's got no time. Boom, time's over. You get no cash. That was like an old 1.6 thing they used to do, apparently. But we're all too, I guess, trigger happy these days. Well, it's all about the stats. It's never about the denial.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to have to write down the stats on a piece of paper, so not many people saw them. Definitely true. As 3 members of Ghost moving towards Inners. Just slow control from them.
They do manage to take T-connecting control, so they should be able to rotate a member over promptly to help out Roka, considering he's only got an MP9. There's a lot of scary Ghost members. The AK-47's ready to try to take an engagement. Davies actually just opted to stick with his MAC-10.
I feel like he should just whip out the CZ at that point.
Okay, so smokes and flashbangs come forward, but there's the counter smoke grenade, which... Oh, Davey can actually hear them rotating. So Roka's able to get one before being traded out, which is pretty good work. Because SMG over AK, good stuff. Mitch able to do some more damage. And the bomb's been lost. He's still dancing around. Come on, boys. Come on, Ghost. Where's the trade? It finally does come in, but look at the time it's taken for them to get the trade. Splice able to push in from behind. Now it's up to Dallas to win this aim duel against Semphis as well as Davey. And Davey's just going to go in front with a MAC-10. He's going to be the bait, and they're out of ammunition. Davey did his job perfectly fine. And Splice. 1 round closer towards taking it towards another match point. Ghost do manage to get the bomb plant down. I don't think they'll be able to buy up. They'd have to force, even with the bomb plant. So it might just be armor pistol once again.
I don't know. They should be right. Yeah,
but limited set of utility if they do force up. Connor's not going to have anything to work with. Or he's going to stack his... I mean, Connor 93 so far has been the guy that's really just gone for the utility. So he might just get a Galil. No, he's actually gone AK. He's gone, I'm not the utility person anymore. I'm the fragger now. 5 AKs up against a fully kitted lineup of Splice with very, very severe lack of any grenades to try to force their way in towards a bomb site. They're just going to have to be sharper. And I just don't like how it's going to fare up for Ghost Gaming. So far, the sharpness hasn't really worked out for them.
Oh, mate. You're already abandoning your boys.
Just realistically, you got to maximize your chances of winning, you know? You can't just hope on...
How is letting Splice to 14 maximizing your chances of winning, Kev?
If you have better guns, you can get the AWP out and Ward L. You'll have a lot of incendiary grenades and Molotovs. And Seb, yeah, okay, Seb just proves me wrong. Just goes, AK-47 is the utility I need.
Look at him go. He's up on oil train.
He's pushing harder. He's pushing faster. He's pushing stronger. He might be able to catch out Semphis as well. And he does catch out Semphis. So, all right, no utility needed as the rest of Ghost Gaming go. All right, let's just go B now on the back of Seb's heroics.
They're over at Ivy and he's basically almost in their spawn. Davey's got his number. Unfortunately, which is...
No, he's going to whiff. No, he just let it go for too long, and Connor's on side already. So, at the end of the day, should have just gone for the aim deal and probably just rolled on towards the B bomb site instead. So, Ghost Gaming, proving me wrong. Seb just goes, you don't need utility. Sometimes you just got to walk out and make a big play. And there you have it. Ghost should be able to take this round. But losing this many guns towards Drone without doing any damage is not ideal, because Drone now can come in and at least make a very reasonable attempt at actually retaking the B bomb site.
You're not wrong. Nice little B-hop from him. He's going to underarm a flash through that lower ramp smoke. Out he goes. Wardell on the middle of the train is going to easily dispatch of him. So, 13-8 from Ghost. And Seb once again showing why, at the moment, he's been pretty much the only reason Ghosts are still in this game.
Splice can fully buy up, except for Mitch, who's just decided to go with the MP7 instead and a little bit of utility in the kit. M4s across the board otherwise, and a lot of incendiaries and smokes to work with.
Them smokes. Ghost spreading out once again. Bricks just spotting out that T-connector area. Connor working towards Inners with Roka shouldering. It's going to spray down the angle, but not quite line up Roka in time.
Very difficult angle to spray down. You pretty much have to be coming flying out with an AWP and just pre-firing it to sometimes catch the CTs. That's why a lot of CTs do use it. It's a very low-risk, high-reward situation. You don't have to use your utility early. You can spot how many people come out. The only danger is that if they come fast down inners, you generally have an incendiary grenade in your hand ready just to throw at the inner train, stop a little bit of pushies, and just do some damage. I just actually called it pushies. Stop the pushies! Stop the pushies coming out!
Please stop.
Help, they're pushing me!
Ghost setting up for the Ivy split to outside. 1 T-Con, 1 SL, 3 Ivy. Seb going to make his way into the ladder room. Here we go, boys. They're going straight towards old bombs, so Seb doesn't need to overextend here. He just needs to chill out for a sec. Connor getting an entry, as we know he does. Wardell pushing out. Seb overextending a little bit there. He just needed to wait for his teammates to get in position through the old bomb a little bit more. Wardell doing great work in this round. It's come down to a 2-on-2 with 20 seconds. Good job from Dallas to trade that one out. It's all on Semphis. He's going to get out before the mollies. They might not anticipate this, but Dallas in position and ready to blow his head off.
Ahead, thinking.
Well, he thunked that one out pretty good, and
this is where I get scared for Ghost Gaming, because this is the round where Splyce buys pistols, and if there's anything that Ghost Gaming do struggle against, it has been the pistol so far.
Not wrong, Kevin. Connor needs to pick himself up a weapon. He's giving me... Oh,
he's just got a Tech 9.
I don't know. Oh.
Sure, why not?
No, mate. Come on. Where's the Mackie? Where's the Mac Daddy?
Great bait for a gun. I rate 8 out of 8 as Roka is able to take down Seb. And now they're all coming in towards Roka, who just pushes in for more. He wants more action, and they just walk straight in towards him. So he gets 2 for 1, and you just go, oh no, I've seen this story before. It's another anti-eco being dropped. The Ghosts just have to take a little bit of time to stabilize and just let Splyce kind of push in.
I have no faith whatsoever, Kevin.
See? My thing is, if you never had faith, you wouldn't be disappointed. Once again, I'm not wrong.
Pessimistic outlook as always from you, Kevin. As 3 of the Ghost players walk through the showers. They're just going to clean themselves up after that dirty round out of Splyce. Walk down the stairs here from all of the players involved. Splyce chilling at E-Box and the bomb train. They're a bit split up here, so you know what? This is pretty easily solved here from Ghost Gaming, but the problem is that they're taking so long. This is definitely the checklist that you tick if you want to lose the anti-eco.
Now you're just going one by one, right? So there's the first one. They swing 2 together at the same time. Drone is going to step out, so they have come in one by one. Wardell's going to be dinked out, and they know where Wardell is now. And this is where you lose the anti-eco, because you have no time, and all you need to do is hide or just take the aim deals. And Splyce do manage to pick up another one.
All the boxes checked there for Ghost.
Just import Ghost already to Australia. I reckon they'll do pretty well. Like, I know I'm memeing Ghost at the stage a little bit, but come on.
Ghosts were meant to be your boys, mate.
They've dropped 2 anti-ecos. In what world is that acceptable? 1, okay, fair enough. 2.
And it's 14-9 as well. Like, usually the impact of those rounds will lose you 2 rounds, so you can potentially bring it down to that.
Yeah, so imagine like, if they won those 2, they could be up in the lead right now.
And imagine if Roka wasn't just blowing everyone's head off
in
the first part of the game. This would be a pretty different game.
Okay, so fast inners push coming out. They're trying something different this time, but Davey hasn't been able to at least find one. Wardell with a deagle doing a little bit more damage, but these 1-for-1 trades is never in the favor until Semphis chimes in with an AWP kill on towards Rix. Bomb plant goes down. Semphis a little bit too sharp with the USB, and Wardell just looking to get back towards the inner train. So many angles to fight with on 15 HP, and you can just see the spray coming forward. Wardell's very nervous, checking every single angle, but it doesn't really work out at the end of the day as Drone gets another kill. They're just scavenging up, picking up any grenade they can before they go in the defuse, and it is going to be Drone with the privilege of defusing the bomb. Not the right, the privilege.
He needs to check his privilege. I'd say it's pretty checked. He doesn't have a defuse kit, so he puts in the hard work to get that bomb defused.
It's got to guess the code. What does the defuse kit even do? Like, why does it halve the time?
Because it's got some pliers in it.
He doesn't use the pliers. It's just literally 2 wires that instantly connect. And what does it do?
What's on the end of the wires, Kevin?
Not
Clamps.
pliers, that's for certain. Clamps.
Clamps.
Yeah, they're not pliers.
It's a similar mechanism, that is for sure. Whether electricity is transferred through or not, it is still clamping. So the more clamps, the less time the bomb gets to be diffused. Is that not right?
You've bamboozled me a little bit as Ghost Gaming, backs against the wall, have forced up into the final round. It's not looking like an appetizing buy as well. Tech 9, CZ. They've offered me this for the buffet menu. I wouldn't be too particularly happy.
They've bought themselves a really mediocre lunch, but it was the only thing that was open, unfortunately.
Yeah, it depends what they make of it, you know? Sometimes you just get a mediocre meal and that's the only thing you have, and you just been
You dump a bunch of hot sauce on it and turns out alright.
You've just been dying all day, have a decent meal. Now Mitch looking to just take a little bit more pop dog control, which is always good to see, because if you control that flow, it does mean that Ghost Gaming have to start stacking these numbers more towards the B side. And look at that, Splice. They've already got 2. They've got Xemphis on the fast rotate if needed. Now Splice can slowly use the utility and just slow the pace of this down.
Mitch getting not very much information as they are all walking, but he will be in a really good position to flank this inner push. Running down the clock in a round like this, I don't know, boys. This is not going to work out too well. Lots of Splice players in position here, only leaving Drone behind it. Ivy Rocker's going to grab 1 and a second onto Wardell. Xemphis with 1. So only 2 alive here for Ghost.
How does he get that with the Tech 9?
Just not enough. Can't lose those anti-ecos. Can't try to just force your way back into the game, literally.
Yep, there you have it. 16-9, and Splice take the first map. Not really much to say about that afterwards. I mean,
I can say that
Ghost,
in terms of between me and you, I'm up 1-0.
Absolutely. But Ghost, I mean, started off strong, dropped 2 anti-ecos, which is never good if you wanted to come back. They're already down after their CT side, and the T side just looked like they didn't really have as many good executes as they wanted. I think they're just a little bit fresh to the map and still back to the drawing board or towards whatever paper/theory crafting that you want. Probably not one of their strongest maps. Might look to ban it in the next couple of weeks.
Maybe. New RGL woes, as they haven't really gone over that one, it seems. And apart from Seb, you know, making the big plays and getting into the inner bomb site, they didn't really have anything on that T side.
There was a Pistol, Seb, and then what was the other one? Maybe they won one anti-eco, I think.
Unfortunate stuff from them. And Splice just seeming like the stronger team overall. Had a pretty good T side, to be honest. Looked like they were pretty much all on the same page and knew what they wanted to do. Then their CT side. I mean, it's pretty easy when you're letting the other team's letting you beat them with pistols. Because one of the hardest things on the CT side is to keep your economy together. Both teams had some pretty bad anti-ecos, so definitely things to work on for both teams.
Whereas
Ghost, a little bit more to work on.
As one of the other people say, is it because we have bad anti-ecos? It was because the enemy pistols are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Thonking. Well, I don't think it was necessarily the pistols being really good in this state for any anti-eco in particular. It just felt like a lot of the time it was one-on-one. They didn't really give themselves the most opportunity. And when you don't give yourself, when you don't back yourselves up, because like Ghost take the pistol, they lose the anti-eco, so they're reset. Splice then take a few more rounds. This is the round that they won on the back of Seb, you know. Then they finally were able to reset Splice, I think, and then Splice. Yeah, this is damaging, right? You lose 2 guns towards Drone, who does die at the end of the day, but he's already done the damage. You only keep 2 guns up, and you lose another anti-eco after that, and it's game over.
And it was game over, 16-9. Not really too much to talk about there. I feel like, you know, Ghost, they got some stuff going in their CT half. Seb was having a pretty good game, but apart from that, there wasn't really anything to show from there, you know, especially Wardell being such a hyped AWPer. Personally, you know, I'm sure that he's a good player, but I haven't seen it. Any of the games that I've watched Ghost, a few of them he wasn't present, but the few that he still wasn't present on the server.
I think it's just the economy game for this time for Ghost on the T side wasn't good enough, because how are you meant to get an AWP when once again you get reset every single time when you're up?
Yeah.
Like, there is no way to afford an AWP. You get charged down, your teammates get taken out, there's too many angles for you to cover the AWP. You have to hope you go explosive and find a few. And at that stage, because the Splice are stacked up together as a unit, you can get one, but as the time you're trying to draw the pistol and furiously backpedal, there's just a bunch of ravenous counter-terrorists going, my AWP, my AWP, my AWP, and they're just trying to surround you and just claw your eyes out. Not really literally, but figuratively.
Okay. Well,
you can imagine that. It is Magpie breeding season. No?
I didn't know what season magpies actually breeded, so that's interesting information, Kevin. I feel like that's something you shouldn't really know unless you have some interesting sort of hobbies. But you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to judge you, mate.
It's just general knowledge, dude.
I don't think most people know that.
Regardless of either Mitch's lack of general knowledge or my overuse of general knowledge, map 3 is done. We'll be going on towards the final map for match day number 12 very shortly. After a break, we'll see you soon.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
It's going to be absolutely electrifying. I can't wait for this.
Indeed, New York is about to get dominant.
It is going to be unreal.
I'm telling you, it's ESL. This is Electronic Sports League. It's going to get nothing but bigger.
Be focused. Be uncompromising. Be the best and never hold out. Pick your event. Place your bet. No matter who you are or what you're here for, it's our passion that unites us. Betway, for the love of the game.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Hello everyone, welcome back towards match day number 12 of the ESL Pro League, season number 6 of the North American Division. And we're on towards the final map between Splice as well as Ghost Gaming. And so far it's been quite a long day, a lot of long series. That train match though was a little bit lacking in intensity compared to the earlier ones. So hopefully Ghost can bring something on towards Inferno.
Hoping so. I mean, it is their map pick, so maybe they just got, especially when you're starting with a new IGL, like, just coming into the team, you can only just get so many maps under your belt, you know. Eventually, your opponent's going to find a weakness for you and pick one of the maps that you haven't quite gone over. So despite maybe playing it quite a bit in the past, it's just not a factor. You just don't have the time to drill all the things you need to drill. But hopefully, you do have the time to drill the map that you chose.
Hopefully so. Let's see if they have anything on the T side, which most likely they'll be starting on. Let's take a quick look at what happened today and what will be happening. There is obviously only one match left, and that's going to be Liquid up against Luminosity. Liquid did manage to take a 16-13 against LG. But Mirage quite open. As I stated earlier today on the mainstream, one apiece between Renegades and Optic. Probably a more favorable result for Renegades as opposed towards Optic. Very, very close in train. Renegades might have been able to take it probably a few crucial rounds, but that would have been a good one to watch. Another secondary Rogue 2-0 over the new Immortals lineup.
Battle of the helmets and the hoods. I was going to say battle of the hats, but neither of them are really hats.
Light armor versus medium armor. Maneuverability over durability. And I can't believe I just said that, but Splyce and Ghost. Splyce, I mean, train was a little bit close. I'll just roll with something. I'll just pretend I didn't go full nerd mode for a moment. Splyce did manage to take train against Ghost quite convincingly, but Ghost definitely didn't do themselves any favor by dropping a lot of anti-eco. So did Splyce as well, so they're going to be looking to patch that up in Inferno. Don't want to be giving away easy rounds, because considering we're coming in towards probably halfway point in the season, you're versing teams around the same level as each other. Splyce can be happy with that. Ghost aren't, because Ghost are at the bottom. If you're at the bottom, you're going to be relegated, and that means you're out of the Pro League, back to the ECA Mountain Dew League, and you kind of do want to stay in the Pro League. You want to play with the big boys.
Started from the bottom and now we're still at the bottom.
That's me in a nutshell.
Oh,
started in... I don't even think I even started my open career. Career didn't end because it never started. So that, you know, it's like thinking, you know, you don't have to worry about your CSGO career ending if you never start one, right? But on towards the match on Inferno before we talk too much about about my failed dreams and whatnot, which is a little bit depressing. And
that's all right. Those who can't do cast, right?
I like to think I can cast a little bit. I don't think I can cast that well. But anyway, on towards Inferno, before we get too self-reflective and too real right now, because, okay, so Inferno, we saw earlier today between Rogue as well as Immortals, did go down to the wire. It felt like to me, Ghost, this is where it starts scaring me, because on their CT side, when they versed stronger teams, they played very defensive, very, very far back. And you can't really do that against, on Inferno, you have to try to take mid control as a CT, you have to take nano control. Similar to the T side, it's about how much utility you use to get to these territories before you can kind of like execute on towards the bomb site.
Look, I'm a bit more of a Splice supporter, so I hope for the 2-0 for them, but I'm willing to give Ghost a freebie, but there is a condition. They have to win Inferno. Because, you know, sometimes when you're starting out with a new RGL and all that kind of stuff, you're making changes, you don't have the really time you need to adjust, you don't have the adjustment period. But there is no excuse for that if you lose Inferno as well. You need to have your game plan set out. You need to have all of your ducks in a row, and all your chickens in a row, because it is Inferno.
Or
and
magpies?
Fish. No magpies.
No magpies.
Kevin, we've been over this. I thought I told you this in the break, mate.
You're still subscribed to
I'm
Sloth Facts,
subscribed
letting you know. Just letting you know, so.
You tried to unsubscribe from Magpie Facts, but you couldn't.
No, I did go back and out and ask, and I'm like, this is meant to, so for all
you
you guys
don't want to admit that on desk, mate. Just leave it.
No, you just don't want to admit that you're wrong. And I'm right for once, so I'm going to pursue this quite heavily as we go into Inferno. And chickens are related with magpies through the bird species. Either.
The pause pretty much proves they have no idea what you're doing.
I do have some idea.
At least go in with a confidence. If you're going to talk absolute crap, you may as well just you know, act like you know what you're talking about rather than just pausing and go, thinking emoji. Anyway.
I was thinking, like, should I mention, like, the particular genus name of the fam? Like a... Just ignore that. I'm not going to go into genuses, family pools, or anything in terms of the animal kingdom. Let's just focus on the game right now, because that's what we're going to be interested in. As Splyce have taken very, very fast apartments control, and Ghost Gaming only 2 on the A bomb site so far, and the 3 pushed down at Nana.
Splyce is like a scientific kind of a thing, isn't it? Is it a scientific term?
Yes, it is. I'll go into it more after this round is over, because it is a little bit of a fast-paced round. I'll go into it when we have one of the slower rounds, as it looks like it's going to be Wardell making contact with Semfest, and Semfest won't come out on top. Wardell pushing through. We'll get the information. There's no one towards mid, and now they've wrapped all the way down towards B site. There are still 3 people here at Nana, though. Seb at second boxes has a lot of work to do, and Roker drive-by, able to get another kill on the board, and Seb is now stepping up once again. Seb 3 kills, and Wardell will chime in as well, so Ghost Gaming will get a pistol round. Great way to start off on the CT side.
Seb is showing up to play. 3 for him, 2 for Wardell. Let's go.
This should be Ghost Gaming's map pick.
I think so. I don't know. Grat's giving me a very weird face.
No, I'm just bamboozled because, no, Ghost Gaming has started off CT side on both sides. That's not something that you normally see.
Well, it's a team like Splyce with the preparation that they have. I'm sure that they could have a few maps where they're confident in their T side. They want to know, you know, what the outcome of their T side is going to be. So sometimes you want to start off like that. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to get your foot in the door. You want to get the momentum going. And you want to be like a swarm of magpies. You want to swoop in on your opponents and steal their hot chips before they can react.
Absolutely.
As Rocker's got his scout.
Alright, so now we've got a little bit of time. Splyce, I mean, I think it does... They have the kind of snake logo, but splicing is kind of like cutting out a section of DNA, and you can use it for multiple purposes.
Alright, I didn't want to know what it was. I just asked
you
if
asked!
It's a scientific term. You said yes, so now I'm going to go on with my analogy, which is much more interesting. So basically, if Ghosts win this game, we get to decide if ghosts are real or if science will win in the end.
No, I don't think that's factual. In fact, I believe that is 100% falsity, as now A site is now under pressure, 2 in pit, but there is still 1 member up, and that is going to be Rix. They almost dual peek into him, but Dallas stepping up with the UMP. He's going to be flanked in a moment, but they're making a lot of noise, and Dallas and Wardell just sitting on the site, able to do the damage before Connor comes in and cleans up. So Splyce, they do force into that, but Ghost finally pick up an anti-eco. Proud to see that, boys.
Across the board as well. And
I'm
Connor's
happy
got
to
his
see
MP9. But Splyce will need to save. Probably a full save. I wouldn't buy anything.
Absolutely, and this is where Ghost Gaming, Connor 93, he can go huge, can rack up all the money he needs to go buy a yacht.
A yacht?
Yeah, a yacht, and you can see already that they're just pushing straight down. They're just playing no respect because they know that they just have Glocks. Why do you need to play respectful against Glocks? And none of the kills actually go into the MP9, so Connor 93 will shed a slight tear for him. Could have racked up a lot of cash in that MP9. But kills are kills. Ghost Gaming keep all their guns up. And Splyce, they have the AKs, but just very limited utility. So it means that the contest of hot areas like top, mid, and Nana, it's going to be done on more firepower and bodies being traded out as opposed towards smart utility use. I'm not saying that the utility that they're going to use is going to be not smart. It's just more of they don't have enough to kind of just take their time, execute. You've got to go a little bit quicker.
Well, I'm glad that Ghost is putting up a fight because in that last map I felt like I had to cheer for Ghost a little bit because they didn't play so well. But now I get to see what Splyce can do. I get to support Splyce. And they're going to smoke off quickly towards Motos, setting up in the brackets area, 2 towards apartments. Mitch setting up some kind of grenades. Molly out to pit from Roker. Flash onto the bomb site, and in they come.
That's a great flashbang. Broke a very easy entry kill. And there you have it. The entry's flying in the way of Splyce so far. As a matter of fact, Splyce have had 5 kills already with Wardell alive because, unfortunately, one of them gets a bullet courtesy of his teammate. He was already down low, so we can wave that out as unfortunate circumstances. Wardell just looking to do a little bit of damage, but I think he should just back out and save right now. No point chancing this. He's on 48 HP, and the rest of Splyce will most likely be chasing it. And that's really the danger of giving up so much top mid control is that at a pinch, Splyce can just execute and just take site control off a single flashbang. That's all it took, a single flashbang. All three of them were blind. There was no resistance whatsoever, and that was it.
Woo, let's go Splyce. First round for them. Pretty easy one as well, and they're going to be really wanting to hunt down this AWP on Wardell for multiple purposes. Semphis wants it for his own. Wardell blows him away instantly. So good job holding on to that ult from Wardell. And another buy across the board from Ghost despite losing that round. Very clean execute from Splyce, so important round for them to win. And they, with the limited utility that they really had, put together a nicer execute than most teams would put together on a full bite. Great work.
Let's see if Wardell shakes anything up, because he does have the AWP. He had a decent spawn to go aggressive. Looks like he's going towards very early smokes at mid for Splyce to just make sure they deny any control or any contest from Ghost Gaming. They're going fast once again to take this top mid control. Wardell realizes the danger, just has to immediately back out. Drops an incendiary grenade as a welcome mat if Splyce decides to push past. But they're already in towards jungle. No presence whatsoever. Members have to float back, and there's no push towards Nana as well. Connor93 just has to let them go by, as Rick's now in a bit of trouble as Mitch is just flinging grenades out of balcony. The rest of the people coming in through mini pit. Mitch, great entries. Trades left, right, and center. Wards out though, stepping it up, getting a few more. Connor93 trying to find the off timing. Won't be able to do so. Splyce, once again, A site. Looking a little bit easy. They're throwing a lot of manpower, throwing a lot of grenades, but at the end, they're winning the round, and they're going to be happy with it.
Hammering home that A attack. Good job from them. Seb could actually win this one. He's been on sick form. Davey hiding in the pit here. Going to be Molotov'd out. Ooh.
Doesn't matter, because Davey, wide swinging, will be able to get the headshot, so this is where Splyce are bringing in the pain train, and where Ghosts are on the pistol, so maybe they will have a chance at this, given Splyce's tendencies to also lose a few pistol anti-ecos here and there.
Hey, look, if Splyce are believers in science, you can't argue with how many anti-ecos they've lost.
It's just numbers. You look at it. I mean, I guess the theoretical number that you should be losing ecos would be, or anti-ecos would be about 0%. That's theoretical. Reality has been 10%. So we do hammer on the point a little bit. I think it's a little bit unfair. They take the majority of the anti-ecos. They drop a few here and there, but it's just critical sometimes, because you imagine, look, if you didn't drop that anti-eco, you'd have more guns to work with. You could have more upkeep of AWPs when it comes towards a round where the Ts do win inevitably, because it's not like like a lot of the rounds do go down to the wire. You can go, all right, we can buy back up into this. The contest's still on. You lose an anti-eco, it's just like, well, we're broke. Broke with a capital red.
You can capitalize colors?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Alright. So, Splyce setting up into Banana. They're just going to all head back to B. Connor is here on his own. No friends. And let's see how many he's going to get.
One.
I'm going to go for 0.
1.
Yep.
Okay, you're right. I thought you would have gotten 1 for sure, but B site's open, and that's the round done with.
Alright. Well, so far on the gun round, Splyce being very, very successful. And that's a good sign.
That's absolutely fascinating analysis so far. All right, let's actually break it down a little bit more. I'd say that once again, the gun rounds have been successful of the way that they control the map, and there's a lack of Ghost Gaming pursuing map control. They've just been very content so far. Okay, Nana, we'll hang around top Nana. Or okay, we'll float back at about 1 minute 20. Let's not try to take control with incendiary grenades, with HE grenades, even though that option is available. They even had 4 towards the A side, execute, and Splyce was still successful, and that speaks volumes in my mind. If you're successful against 4 people on the A side, why would that change? They're all still boxed in so hard.
I don't like the, one-dimensional standard approach to holding it, where you really rely on the pit site crossfire. Maybe mix it up, put somebody on balcony, or even don't let them onto the bomb site. When that Moto smoke comes in, don't let them up brackets. fight out from, you know, top of porch, bottom of porch. Maybe play 3 to that side. Not much jungle pressure has been applied by Splyce, so bit of a adjustment might be in order.
Yeah, just imagine the stage. Ghost are just... If they had a few incendiary grenades, a few more HE grenades, they'd be able to take Nana control. But Splice, Davey's already at the end of Palace. It's barely been 30 seconds. He's just going straight out. Mac 10. Drive by. Rix has made his position known. Mitch will get the trade. Wardell, they know where the AWP is. They can just lock him out behind smokes. The rotation comes forward. Bomb will come out through apartments. And... what else do you say? 30 seconds in. Less than 30 seconds, he's at the end of apartments. Like, really?
They're not really contesting it, clearly.
I mean, I can understand you don't normally contest apartments, but for Davey to have the confidence to just be there at 128, just flash me out, guys, and he gets the kill.
He didn't have much to
lose.
Really
He had a
lose.
Mac 10. You trade a Mac 10 for an M4, you get the information of another guy. That's perfectly fine. I'd be really happy with that as Roka gets dinked out. So there's still a chance for Ghost to retake this round as now Roka has made his position aware. Seb's rotating back towards Mini Pit 2. Up Wardell trying to go for the wall bang, but Roka's still alive and they don't know where the other two are, so they're just going to have to get back out of the site and just save the weapons. So Splice chaining together too many right now, and Seb is just a little bit isolated so far. A lot of pressure coming forward, and Semphis will be found out. Roka's able to get the trade, so be able to live in 6 HP as well. Open AK forward, they can... oh, I wouldn't even force up in this, to be honest. I'd just keep whatever you have, try to do some damage, but Connor's actually dropped a FAMAS. They're going to force up in this.
Not really seeing the point myself, apart from the fact that they saved 2 moving into that round. Splice has plenty of money. It's not like you're going to reset them in any regard. And their tactical play has been on point. No real adjustment from Splice, and I think you're seeing a bit of the effect of what happens when you let a team that's really emphasizing playing tactically set up on you and execute their game plan.
Drone's going to go over the top, but Connor 93, good shot to at least shut down the boost. They know at least 3 were towards Nana. I'd like to see Ghost Gaming take control of this top mid position or try to push out for a little bit more. You've got the numbers to utilize. There's nothing to really be afraid of. But they're just going to stay stationary right now. Just Wardell holding down the boiler line. No one really peeking towards top mid. No flashbang plays. There's Dallas with a single flashbang. Maybe something will be attempted here. There it is.
Yeah. Smoke out towards jungle from Mitch. He's just on the soft lurk towards 8. Keeping all the defense at A honest. Ooh. Dallas towards jungle at the Moto with 2 people holding on the B site.
Where does that go? That goes
second. To second.
Yep. And there's Connor 93 close. He's low on HP already, but that flashbang is just too good. Seb dueling it out on new box, boosted up, but loses his life, so still a 3-on-3. And so it is all down towards this retake potentially for Ghost, but you try to save the AWP and N4 maybe, and oh, there goes the FAMAS. Wardell's coming in, wants to still challenge it. No flashbangs for Splice to peek on the back of this.
Yeah, look, the round's already looking pretty wrapped up unless there's some massive shots are missed from Splice.
Yeah, and
they
they just
are
line
not
up for
by
Mitch.
Mitch. I feel like, man, it was a bit of a misplay from Ghost. They let Splice in the 3v5 set up with whatever they wanted to do. 4v5/3v5 set up with whatever they wanted to do, and numbers-wise, they go, you know, there's 2 people on the B-bomb site. They should be able to hold it, right? Well, when Connor's got a CZ and nothing else, and he's walking out into the open, and just, you know, trying to go for a bit of a gimmicky play, you're only really leaving one guy in an option. He's probably only got a 1-for-1, and, you know, he's only got 12 bullets. How many kills can he realistically get off the CZ? So at that point, maybe he should have played passively on towards A. There was no real reason to assume that Splice were going towards A. There was no information attempted to be gathered by the Ghost side, and that was really their downfall in the end, to be honest. If they do make the adjustment and try to gather information on this round, Splice is ready for it, so...
Yeah, so Splice have taken some early damage on from very limited grenade usage from Ghost Gaming, which is always good to see because it does give them at least a little bit of a chance in this round. They've lost 5 on a trot, And they've been looking for answers and how to counterattack these executes that Splice have been coming up. And so far, I think it's going to be Rix and Dallas just playing an apps together. There's the Incendiary Grenade. Semphis just holding the angle to make sure Wardell doesn't push out. But if Wardell finds the correct timing, he might be able to get a kill. But that flashbang, he's completely blinded out. These Splice flashbangs have been on point so far. And Davey, just I believe, locking down the lurk, is able to get 2 for himself from Nana. And they keep all the guns up, which is always good. So it just means extra cash to play with in case something goes awry. But I don't think anything is going wrong for Splice at the moment. They're making it look too easy. It's just a one-way street after the first initial 3 rounds. Pause coming out. I hope it's a tactical pause from Ghost Gaming because they do need to take a little bit of time to figure out what's going wrong.
Wardell topping the server in terms of frags, but his frags aren't really having very much impact. Even when he is getting the picks, his team is not making the adjustments necessary to really convert the round from that point. So, lack of mid-round from Ghost Gaming here. Early round, they do some stuff. They throw some grenades. They do what they're obligated to do. But not being responsible enough to actively seek information and put themselves in good positions to win the round a high percentage of the time. Really just playing not even 50-50s at that point when you're leaving 2 people on the B site waiting for an execute, especially with one of them having a CZ. So, you know, in that CT-oriented mindset, you really want to be looking for high percentage as possible to sort of hold whatever the Ts can potentially throw at you if you're going to play safe. But Ghost not even giving themselves the 50% chance of taking that out. See if they're going to make some adjustments in the mid-round. Or whether they're going to just do the dumb, you know, we need to put this guy in this position at the start of the round. Because in my find, that's not really the problem.
Yeah, well, they put the AWP up on towards Wardell, who's now coming in towards Nana. Should be able... No, just barely misses the shot. And now Splyce, they know the AWP is towards B side, but they can't identify whether it's a double AWP or if it's a single AWP setup. So counter boost coming across Wardell. Thinking about peeking into this, but it is a little bit risky. It's going to back off, but at some point, you got to suspect that Ghost Gaming... With an AWP, the problem is, yeah, it's great for defensive if Splyce come in 1 by 1. But if it comes towards the 50-second mark, it's going to mean a different story. And Mitch is just going to back it out of there as Connor93 pushes in for information. At least there's an attempt from Ghost Gaming to try and take some map control. It's much better to see.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 adjustments they're making, trying to get Wardell more involved at the start of the round, and this mid-round adjustment is good to see. See, look how beautiful that works. Splice just trying to go for that setup of the execute, as they have done time and time again. As soon as that Moto smoke comes out, Ghost instantly shuts it down, catches them with their pants down, and then throws their pants across the room.
Yeah, it's much better this time around from Ghost. Just playing a little bit more aggressively and just going, you know what, let's not play so scared, take the fight. And they do so with very, very strong results. 5 up. And Splice just probably just shaking their heads a little bit going, all right, that was a little bit odd. Back towards, you know, the Davey board. I'm fairly certain he'll figure something out.
The Davey board.
But look at this. I mean, this is much better coming out. I think Connor, is that even a wallbang position? My goodness, it's pretty sweet. As Dallas is going to come out, he's going to get taken out. Wardell, Connor93 just needs to back off, but actually he's just going straight back in. This is so sick coming in from Ghost. The change coming up as Connor93, they decided, look, we can play defensive, we can play scared, or we can just go mad rank S mode. They're going mad rank S mode. Just doing it for the R-dubs.
Easy RWS for Rix and Connor.
It looks so much better. It's like, yeah, it's risky. It's, you know, flashbang. Someone could be playing anti-flash, but they've got the aim to back it up. They're doing themselves a favor by backing themselves up, and Davey only has a single Glock, which is never positive to see. Okay, there's the AK finally. That took a little bit of communication as well as hide and seek to find the weapon.
Splyce, are they going to make the adjustment now? Oh, Semphis, man, you can't just jump through the smoke by yourself with no flashbang. I understand the rest of your teammates were standing in spawn for half the round, but it's not really an excuse to give the opponents such a big advantage. Ghost looking a little bit sharper just in these last couple of rounds. Bit of a mindset change. Leaned into their monitors a little bit more. Sitting on the front of their chair.
Maybe they lounged back and leaned in at the same time. So, like, that doesn't really work out. That looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah, that looks
really uncomfortable. But regardless, it is working for them, and our Splyce just going straight in. Seb completely blinded out. So all the good work has kind of been reset by really good entry kills from Roku, who's decided to step up once again. Rix punishing Drone for over-aggression towards the construction area, which forces Splyce to just take a little bit more time to gain control before getting the bomb down in front of Coffins. Still a 3-on-3. Very, very doable for Ghost Gaming. They got 3 incendiary grenades. There's the first one to New Box. Davey has to fly out of there. There should be a second one. And Davey is blinded out, still dealing it out. Dallas has been boosted up, spotted out, but Roka, he's just too sharp right now. Someone stop this man once again because he's just getting headshots left, right, and center.
Good round there from Splyce after losing that initial pick. They grab the B-bomb site. And Ghost, again, they grab the pick and they go, ooh. Well, we've got the kill. Connor's lost most of his HPs, and we're just going to wait for this execute to come in. But when Connor's low, and they don't rotate accordingly, the smokes are super effective, easy entries, and once they're set up in the post plant, there's not much Ghosts are able to do. Maybe that's the reason why the round works, or maybe the fact that they planted it next to coffins. Like, who's going to check the coffins for an explosive bomb?
I don't know, but Roka, you can't just dry peek like that when you see one close and ready to take the deal, because Roka is just going to take you out every single time. He's on fire once again, and he wants more. He can sense blood in the water, pushing fast into CT spawn. And the CTs, I mean, they're contained at the stage. They're just waiting and hoping that they don't get hunted down because they're just sitting passively, waiting back. Mitch is on the hunt. Roka's on the hunt. Everyone is on the hunt. They know how close Ghost Gaming is being put into the ground. And now they're just going straight on towards the site. The situation is reversed. I mean, Roka finally does get punished, but there's still so many other people ready to kind of just come in and do damage. Wardell now peeking out, and Semphis spots out the shadow. Easy kill for him. Drone should be spotted out by Dallas, who's missed a few A4 shots on a low HP member. Oh my goodness, nearly flicks on towards Rix. That's not the person you want to be flicking on towards. Rix now identified on the site, able to take out one more. Now down towards this one-on-one on the A-bomb site to determine who keeps the gun. And it's going to be Rix coming out superior. So he's done a lot of damage. Good stuff. We'll be able to keep the AWP up, but Splyce still take the round. They have a lot to work with unless Davey finds the pick, and he does, actually. So the AWP's not saved at all. Just undid all the hard work.
And now Ghost is broke. So
I don't know the point of this. Not even a pop flash close. You got to suspect that someone's close to that stage that late. There's a smoke there.
yeah, too many assumptions being made. You're not wrong, Kevin. They're going to go on the save. Unfortunate.
I don't think they can even afford the AWP in the next round. They just have to just tough it out through these testing times. Might be able to make it into a 6-9.5 as Roka's able to find one more once again. Dallas, though, getting the trade at Boiler. And Drone chiming in as well. There's 2 more in the apartments area who've pushed in deep. Rix is coming in towards Boiler. Might be able to catch one off guard. Dinks Davey. But can't land the second bullet as Davey will trade him out with one better. With a bullet in the head. Still an equal situation, though, in terms of Splyce, because Semphis misses a shot. Connor 93 finds a pick. There we are. Semphis finally finds the kill. Connor 93. What can he find with a CZ and an AK now retrieved? He's dancing around. Semphis, you can't just wide deal him like that. You can't give easy opportunities, but Mish decides just to put him out of his misery.
Might be in for another 9-6-er.
Okay, so Wardell can afford the AWP, but no body armor, no utility.
If he's able to make use of it.
Given that Splyce are pretty much heavily in the lead, it's surprising to see that no one from Splyce is actually excelling in terms of the scoreboard compared towards Train. Everyone's done well, everyone's had the highlight moments, but together as a team, they stepped it up. And Ghost, kind of similarly as well, there's been no one that's flagging behind dramatically. You have your few outstanding players, but they're all spread quite evenly. It's not like one person's letting the team down. It's just together, both sides are actually playing decently well. There's no one just peeking and just smashing the enemy team. Everyone's just trading out, and in the end, Splyce just a little bit better. And this is the stage where you get like, Ghost, you've got to take this nut of control. Come on, Seb, I want to see this flash. I want to see this push from Connor, and then rotate the members towards A, but it's too late. They've already got this top mid control. And there's the flashbang, and there's no push behind it. There's Seb's flash. There's the push. There's the info gathered. Okay, no one's towards Nana. All right, let's rotate. Or let's just stay stationary. I know there's a rotation, but might be too late because the attack's going to begin on the A bomb site. Ward out Pit with the AWP will be opening up the action, though. A little bit of dueling towards Archers, and Connor 93 will get the best of Drone, but Roka, he's been so good today. He's been so good, and he's going to continue that on. 2 stacked on the site. There's Semphis spotting it out. A great entry opening. That's what I want to see from Semphis earlier. Rix, oh, Rix going huge with the A4 as well. And now Semphis pushing with the Desert Eagle. Gets dinked down, but still finds the headshot to the low HP. Rix now down towards a 1-on-1. Seb has a diggity position, and Semphis has no idea where he is. Just knows he's a Nana player, and too many lines for him to check.
1-on-1 here. Semphis playing in the corner. Gonna pop a flash in the smoke. Now Seb knows pretty much exactly where he is. But time running lower, and Seb has no kit here. He's just gonna wait for the smoke to dissipate. Pops a couple shots through, and he's gonna get on the bomb in time. So another 9-6 half for Ghost. But are they going to be able to do anything on their T side? Because on Train, they definitely weren't able to.
Hopefully so. It's still to be determined at this stage. I mean, I'm just trying to remember if I actually saw them playing Inferno. I don't think they did. Maybe it was like one of the earlier games against Optic. I think it was one of the, like, yeah, they played against Optic where Optic just went no respect. So they got a couple of rounds, but when you're getting a couple of rounds against Optic with 150 playing no respect, it's just kind of, it's not really a victory in my mind.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll have had time to work on it, and obviously they'll need to adjust their play and even their map pool just based off, you know, changing game leaders, you know, keep bringing it up over and over again. But it's probably the biggest factor as to why Ghost looks a little bit in disarray, perhaps.
Well, let's see if Ghost can fix their issues. We're going for a short break. Stay tuned. It's halftime between Splice and Ghost Gaming. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is halftime between Splice as well as Ghost Gaming. Ghost Gaming showing a little bit more towards the end of the half, but once again it just feels like another deja vu story, and I got a feeling it's going to end up like Train. It's been like this all day so far for our stream.
You've lost all hope for the team you're meant to be supporting.
I haven't lost all hope. I still believe that one day B will swoop in. He'll buzz in and just be like, all right, boys, fire up, let's go. Finish my uni studies. I'm here to frag it up huge. And he just comes in and drops a 40 and just wrecks Optic or something like that.
Well,
it's done against Liquid before.
Not a relevant topic in this game, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not. There is no B to save them, only their own abilities at this stage. And so far, they've, you know, going into the T side, it gives them a little bit more freedom to experiment, but the CT side, at least it looked a little bit alive towards the end.
Yeah, well, that wasn't really CT side they were playing. You were actually mistaken, Kev. It was, in fact, their second T side towards the end of part of that half because they decided to go and shoot their opponents rather than defend the bomb sites.
It worked out. I mean, if you're losing defensive aim deals and crossfires and you're winning all the ones where you're wide swinging out and peeking them, why wouldn't you peek them? It works out, right? That's how they won about 3 of the rounds. Like, they won pistol, they won 2 more, and then they had nothing until it was like 2 rounds where they just went, all right, let's just go wide swinging out and just taking the deals. And Splice just looking to assert the dominance by this mid push. Grenade coming down as well. They're just crunching on towards this Nana guy. And Well, Mitch has been able to take down 2 Semphis. This round should be over very quickly unless Connor93 has something to say for it. He's just headshot after headshot. Roka knows where the last one is, and he's just dancing around with his opponent. Seb. Bomb lost. At least he's dinked out Roka. But look at this push. Semphis wants more. He's pushing in. He wants the kill.
Seb all alone in this world, walking his way, hopefully home into the apartments, where he will find Roka. Through Boiler, perhaps.
Yeah, he'll be able to get this kill quite easily. I mean, it's already tagged down.
He's getting swindled, almost.
Double prank because Seb finally cleans up the kill. Also, there's a USB now he can switch towards with a decent amount. It's been reloaded for him. Very nice. And also has a spare clip magnetically attached to it. Semphis still going for the deal. Has the kit and single flashbang to use. So he is just holding his USB out for now. Not using the flashbang as Drone is just holding the angle. And Drone, he doesn't miss those. And Splice, on the back of an aggressive pistol push, will take the round, and Gross Gaming should be able to force up in this round. We'll just see CZs and body armor and Splice. Now it is their duty to not drop the sacred anti-eco.
Dominance asserted from Splyce, as he said. And this will be a forced buy out of the side of Ghost Gaming. Just a flash and a smoke on Connor. He still believes in the Tech 9. He's pretty much the only one. Smoke out onto the top of Banana and a flash. Nade's raining down, picking up Wardell. That's probably going to be a fair bit of information. Both of these Splice players quite blind though, so allows the Ghost side to progress. Unfortunately, they've progressed into a hail of bullets.
What is Semphis doing? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm fairly certain he put a few too many bullets in a dead body. He's like, why is he not dying? It's in his head. Is it wrong I'm like mildly amused at that? It's like if it was 1 bullet, I could understand. Because it was like
Semphis,
it was like 1 bullet, sure, but it's like 5 bullets, really?
He's already dead.
Stop. Alright. So Ghost going to be on more of an eco this round, just basic pistols. Even buying P250s and whatnot. Mitch is just going for the hard push. He wants the kills. Stage, why not? Go for as many kills as you want. You want to be just putting Ghost in the dirt. You want to be making them feel as bad as possible. You want to be scooping up every single kill, pushing them back, sending a dominance. Seb's just being tagged through the edge of the wall. There you have it. Should be falling very shortly off the bridge. He's now just going to be making maybe one last meal for himself, cooking up maybe some instant noodles as Drone. Look at him. He's just going in for the knife. Massive disrespect coming out from Drone. He just comes charging and doesn't care. He just goes, if I die, give him a gun. Who cares? I just want the money.
Nothing to do with disrespect. Calculate the play. Oh, man. Wardell's got the ult. No armor on the T side. So, lots of grenades. 5 grenades across the side of Splice. Could probably do him in. I doubt he's going to give that opportunity away, though.
Yeah, he's just going to sit back.
Shoot. He is not sitting back. He's pushed up into the pit.
Massive
Loses 9 of his health. Davey takes him out, though. Rick's taking down Semphis. Davey recovers the orb.
But look at that. They've already taken Nana control. They know that they're definitely not a Nana, so they're just having one just watching probably towards pit and then one watching T-spawn. They're not going to suspect that they're going to be at the bottom of mid. So who's going to peek out and be the unlucky one? It's going to be Connor93, and it most likely is at this stage. As he's suspecting that might be a Nana take. T-stairs still relatively open. There's a grenade coming forward. Doing heavy, heavy damage. But still no information gathered on the side of Ghost Gaming. And really, the way that Splice is set up, I don't think Ghost can take this one. There it is, Drone. He's made his presence revealed. He'll take one out. And Roka still smoking off the T-stairs, watching towards the pit area. Rix will take down Roka though, but time is just ticking away. It's just burning out. Drone will be able to escape, retrieves the M4, steals an incendiary grenade to work with. Flashbang as well. Ghost Gaming have to go to the A site now. There's not enough time. And Rix already low. What do you do?
Going to be really difficult to flush Mitch out of this balcony position. He's just dropping all kinds of utility up there. Davey left alone on the Nana as Drone pushes towards Moto. Should be some flashes and steps made. All 3 coming out balcony. See how successful this is. Not very. It's Drone and Mitch combined to take out Seb and Dallas.
Yep, and it's just Drone.
Yeah.
I think this map is all over.
Good rotation timing from the young man.
From the young mate.
Young mate.
It's either old mate or young man. That's literally all it is to you, Pilly.
I don't know which one you are, Karat. You're not that old, but I can't really call you my mate. I guess colleague.
I got ruled too. I just got dogged by the boys. Feels bad. As Ghost looked to at least play a little bit more aggressively towards his apartments area, but look at that. That's actually some good teamwork, you know? Wardell is like, he wants to catch him off time, but there's an incendiary grenade. The crossfire is there, ready and waiting. So at the very least, you know, he's going to be safe. As Mitch will be able to find Seb. They're always pushing it at the moment. They want the kills. See, Mitch has just come forward. He is getting more with the AK-47. At this stage, why not? You want to go for the ace, but Connor 93 has just gone to the library. He wants to go for the quiet hours. He's gone, none of this violent stuff. I just want to chill out and read a book. And Semphis just goes, no, you're not allowed to borrow a book. 14-6.
Doing his best Karath impression.
No running in the library. Not allowed to consume foods in a library. This is not a playground.
Full buyout here on the Ghost side. And Wardell started out at like 10-2 or something, or 9-1. Now he's 11-12. Gone completely quiet.
It's mainly mostly Ghost. I'd say at this stage, like, they're going to go aggressive again, aren't they? Like, why wouldn't you go aggressive at this stage? Davey's taking a lot of damage from the early Molotov towards Carb. And the Splyce are actually playing a little bit far back, except for the 2 people in apartments. That's normally something you don't see except for a deliberate counter strategy. Deliberately designed to make sure you hold control of apartments, which is quite strong, actually, when you're suspecting that Ghost Gaming do want to take control of it with only 1 or 2 members. Trade each other out quite efficiently. Roker's already made his way towards logs. This should allow Davey to float back towards A site if needed. And I say this if needed because they need to make these contact kills and make it work out. These are off angles and a half for Ghost to be clearing out, and Dallas is going to see his AK is going to be spotted out. Connor 93 is going to die. Dallas still gets 1. Bitch, can he get the second? No, he cannot transfer the spray. So Dallas is low. We'll be able to get the pick. Semphis still playing close to the smoke. Oh, he spotted out the bomb carry, but Semphis, you got to shoot a Wardell. What are you doing? That's your teammate. You can't shoot your teammate, and Roker has now just taken out Wardell. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh my goodness. That is the worst way to lose, all right? So Semphis is like, oop, I forgot to keep shooting. And then Wardell goes, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, whoops, sorry, Ricks, bro. Sorry, bro, I thought you were a CT. It was just a prank.
15-6 for Splyce. Look, I'll just solo cast this one out, Kevin. You can go home.
Like, imagine if Wardell pulls off the sickest flick and kills his teammate. Like, how tilted would you be at this stage?
It's like when you're in a scrim and you pull that off and you go, but it was a sick shot, though.
It was a sick flick. I was jumping. I couldn't control it. And you can see right now, they're just going for the mass disrespect strat. They want this to be over and done with. Drone's going to die very early on. Roku still wants to push forward and try to take this Nana control. And why not? He's been quite successful overall in the series. There's a smoke grenade towards T-stairs. Wardell maybe in a little bit of danger if Roku decides to push aggressively forward, but you can see that they just have a contingency plan. Imagine that. Ghost Gaming have to use their utility to make sure that Splyce aren't pushing on the CT side to contain them.
Oh, it's so depressing for Ghost Gaming. They have to even fight to... Ooh, Roko gets away. Nice movement from him. They have to even fight to get mid-control on Nano, and they're fed up. They're sick of this situation. Molotov comes down from Roka to stop them from pushing any further, so good work from him. Gets put out, even though it had about 2 seconds to go. Flashbang's coming over. Roka not hitting a single thing. Hits about 30 HP out of one of the Ghost players, and Davy's just running in and out of the smoke with the AWP. Semphis picking people on the cross as the CT smoke was not too effective. Mitch coming in through the CT spawn with his old mate Semphis. And yes, Semphis is on the older side of the equation.
Flashbang not very effective when chucked in a barbecue, and Semphis just going to have to back it out. They know both are contained, and Connor, oh my goodness, the spray from Mitch, it is horrendous. It is going to do damage, but it can't get a pick between 20 bullets, and now it's all to Semphis to try to rescue this for Splyce in the final round. I mean, if they do drop this, I'd still say it's not really an absolute disaster, but they still do want to be cleaning this up as he is looking to hunt down the last 2 members who are both playing towards the back of site. Just ready to sacrifice each other. Connor just going to be spotting out, and Semphis misses the shot. Ghost Gaming pick up their first T round.
And I think they found out what they were supposed to do. Turns out when the other team is taking Nana off you, taking mid off you, and you have to fight the entire round to take control of that, turns out that's not the bomb site, Kev. And when you just, you know...
Yeah, like, just stop Splyce from pushing in and then take a bomb site. Why didn't Ghost do this earlier?
They don't even need to stop Splyce from pushing. They let Splyce push, and then they went, hey, Roka, let's take you on in Nana, flash over the top, run out, get the trades, get in there with the boys. And that's a really good way to take your frustrations out, but I don't know whether it's going to really help Ghost win the game. Maybe just a bit of practical counselling.
Davey's in Orpa now. It's not Semphis with the AWP, it's Davey.
I mean, have you seen Semphis with the AWP so far?
He hasn't been really on form today.
Yeah, not really.
Definitely needed to list someone. We saw that clip from Davey. I mean, that was looking pretty impressive, getting a few flicks in, hitting the shots, and Semphis probably just a little bit too nervous. Sometimes...
Nervous.
Nervous. Because it's like nervous because like you know you should have hit the shot, you didn't hit it, you get frustrated, you get nervous at yourself, you're like, I gotta hit this next one, I gotta hit this next one. You become more anxious, you miss the next one, and then it just becomes a destructive cycle from there. I had to find the word. I don't think depreciative is the correct word, as Wardell's just waiting for Semphis to peek out, who...
I mean, if he's missing more and more over time, then it's depreciating, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. As now the flashbang is decent, but the aim is not this time around, and now it's all up towards Mitch to save it, and he has to make these M4 bullets work out this time, and he does a little bit more damage, but he can't land the kill. So it's all to Roka. So Ghost Gaming too managed to pick another one on the board.
Oh, man.
How does he do this?
What, hopping around like that?
Like, how many has he changed? Because it's literally a 50-50 chance of you accelerating a little bit on your next jump. Literally 50-50.
He's hacking.
He's cheating, dude.
Man, this man.
And Seb should be able to get this kill. No, okay.
He didn't have enough health points for that kill, Kev. Do you mind, mate?
Nah, he should have had it. I believed in young gun Seb.
I don't even know how old he is. How old is he?
Oh, let's find out.
Let's find out.
So go on the mystical journey of finding out the ages so Pilly knows whether to call him young gun or old mate.
No, young gun's your one, Kev.
Young, what was yours again?
Young man.
Oh, okay. Seb is not young by any means by the looks of it.
By the looks of it.
By the looks of it, no, he's even older than I am. He's 26, but Splyce. So he's an old mate, that's for certain. As now...
Old mate Seb, that works for me. Sounds good.
Alright, so push... Okay, I almost thought Davey got it, but it's actually Semphis with a Desert Eagle, and Wardell just caught out in the open. Davey, he's thinking about pushing in for more. That's Ghost Gaming. They just go in towards Pit instead, and Roka fires a few shots, can't connect, and he decides to back out. Semphis now coming in through Apps, which is being watched by Connor93. Roka, though, Eagle down from Mini Pit, finds another kill, spots the head of Connor93, and Semphis coming ever so closer like a shark. Bomb plant will go down. And Connor, oh, he's been spotted out. Semphis tapping away, can't land the kill. Seb on the site, the old mate himself, 7 HP. Still doing damage though, as now Drone has an AK-47. Davey has the AWP, but no utility to get themselves onto the site. They do have to go soon, quickly, but this is all down towards Seb right now. 7 HP. This man, what the heck was
on
that?
The last bullet. Oh, baby. Old mate Seb. 2 E's for Seb. And you know what? If there's one way to inspire a comeback, it's to hit a sick one tap.
That was sick flicking.
It was a sick one though. As 15-9.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be a little bit more hyped up if that was like game winning, because that would have been absolutely huge. But they're still down. Like, yeah, that's cool. That was amazing.
You've already given up on your chosen team, your preferred
one
team.
bullet dream.
Ooh. Ooh. Very nice.
But still, they're down 9-15. And now Splyce, they've gone to work with, just probably taking a pause. They'll probably be like, all right, let's stop playing around. Let's actually figure out how we're going to take this out. For Ghost, there's a little bit of a chance in it. However minimal it is, they can bring it back into overtime. 6 rounds sounds like a lot, but completely doable.
Wardell back on the AWP. Davey on the other AWP, smoke out towards top mid. Seb's going to jump his way up to balcony. See what he can do in the carpets. A lot more passive of a setup out of Splyce this time.
He's used all the flick potential just then.
They've tried the aggression, and it's been eh. So now they're just going to go back to old reliable. Hold the angles.
I'd say before it was just, you know, the disrespect strat.
Yeah, we're going to see...
Why should we wait for you to execute when we can just push and kill all of you?
Well, we don't even know if Ghost have any executes. They haven't gotten to the bomb site very often unless they're just flashing into a smoke and holding W. So we're about to find out if they know the smokes. Because we don't know yet. Maybe they don't know the smokes.
So they're playing this right now. Splyce have no Nana control whatsoever, bar Davey posted up on the passive line, and the smoke does come out towards CT, but he's just pushed a little bit to the wide of it and just spotting out the angle instead. And taking down Rix means that there's going to be no one else there. Now Ghost have to go towards A, 40 seconds left. You can't really hightail it back because you have no control of Nana. And Splyce have just set up a crossfire. 2 on the site, 1 in the pit. The old reliable, but how reliable is it going to be as Ghost going to be making contact play? There's the 2 flashbangs coming out, and there are the Molotovs coming forward. Mitch, I don't think he received the memo, but you don't need to receive a memo if drone's going big right now. And Mitch has picked up another kill. Now it's off to Wardell. Nothing he can do. So, yeah, sick clutch from coming out from Seb, but that's all that was really the highlight for the T side on Ghost Gaming, because Splyce made it look too easy on Inferno.
Yay for Splyce. Happy that they took up the 2-0. As they should have done. They're probably considered the favourites in that matchup, and Ghost Gaming, more disappointing results from them without B.
I'm just sad boy right now. Everything's spaced in between. It's like I mean, Splyce played very, very well on Train. It was just kind of like, you know, tit for tat. You could see that Ghost, they really had a chance after they started. They understand what they needed to do, and they just all fell apart. And then afterwards on the T side, it just never worked out.
I mean, they didn't even get to play much of a T side. Half the time they couldn't get out of their spawn.
They did. It was just... No. In Inferno they didn't. On Train
on
they did. On Train, like, they had enough opportunity to kind of experiment where they needed to go. But in Inferno, I do agree with you. A lot of the time it was just Splyce just going, why should we wait? And it was like, started off so positively. Seb was just going absolutely ham, and then Ghost, you know, pushing forward, getting some confidence inside them by getting these picks and kills. You know, it was looking good. Then Splyce just went, no, it was just all a prank. It was just a bad dream for you guys, or a dream, really. And now they just made it into a nightmare. Managed to get 9 rounds before Ghost finally decided to come back and just start dry peeking, really, because that's what brought them back in. It was just going for the big plays, and it worked out really well for them, actually.
It did, but, you know, we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to replicate this kind of a form against teams that are a bit more competitive and in their skill bracket, if not a little bit better than them, because, you know, beating Ghost is one thing, but they didn't even look close to this level of cohesive or on the same skill level playing up against Cloud9 yesterday.
Absolutely, and this is at least reinforcing, right? You get hammered by Cloud9, but you can bring it back tomorrow, like bring it back today. Sure, it wasn't the strongest or best performance against an opponent who may have been underfiring a little bit, didn't really show what they had, but a win's a win.
Yep.
You'll take the victories.
Can't argue with that.
Confidence booster.
Yep.
And Rix, this was the one, no, Sanford's actually ran through, but they did eventually win that one, and this was where it just became very disrespectful, where Mitch was just having an absolute field day in apartments. They started pushing in, Ghost got a few rounds on the back of that aggression, but that's literally it.
Nice little play from Davey running in and out of the smoke. Or was it Semphis? No, it was Davey.
No, it was Davey. Semphis just posted up in the line. I thought Davey got this kill, but really, reality it was Semphis. Oh, that was actually a 6 shot, but I think Wardell even got one. It would have been over and done for. Ghost are able to clutch onto this with the step 1 tap. This was just like 1 bullet drink, and then it was all over.
Yeah, not really much else to talk about. Unfortunately, that T side was a little bit disappointed. They got a couple of rounds going in the end, but it was the same thing as Train. It was basically deja vu. Like, they got rounds at the point where it didn't really matter too much in the end.
Yeah, it was not much impact in the rounds, and then Splyce, they just kind of cruised it. A little bit disrespectful for them towards the end, but hey, at that stage, when you're so confident, when you're pushing and you're winning, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, you just want to get it over and done with. It's probably it is late over there in North America. They just want to go and hug a teddy bear and go to sleep or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, that sounds like
is
a
that
good
just
plan
your
to
normal
me.
response? All right, we've come up with some good material today.
I don't know what do you want me to say to them hugging a teddy bear? To be honest, like I could comment on perhaps maybe some previous experiences of mine, but nobody really cares, Kevin.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Peely's not going to share his experiences as I bare my soul. Let's take a quick look at the wrap up for today. It was earlier on today a 2-0 from Rogue. 1 overtime, 1 regulation, but it did go to all 30 rounds. So Splyce 2-0, exact identical scoreline. 16-9, 16-9. It was even the same at the half, a 9-6 lead as well. But Ghost will go down to the bottom of the scoreboard firmly with this, and Splyce will just elevate their chances a little bit more. Still outsiders to make it into the final, but still, a chance is a chance. Earlier on the mainstream, Renegade split 1 apiece with Optic Gaming. Good. That's a good result, I guess, for both parties. Probably less so for Optic. And Inferno 1 over... Oh, should make it a 2-0 at this stage. 15-7, that should be a victory very shortly.
Yep. I would have to say that I'm a bit disappointed Luminosity didn't try at least get... Or I mean, they're really trying here with Inferno. Obviously, 13 rounds is pretty good, but they're looking for that 1-1, and they are doing pretty well in the standings. So getting 2-0'd by Liquid is going to push them down a little bit more.
Absolutely. So it is a little bit disappointing to see, but... At the end of the day, I mean, Liquid is still a very strong team. So if they went for the 1-1, it would have been like a very strong and good result for Luminosity. They came close on Inferno. But Liquid taking the 2-0 is what was expected at the end of the day. So that, you know, I'd say like, I wished LG would have been able to take it, but I'm not going to be too heavily disappointed. I'm not going to just outright disown them.
Wow. Well, honestly, I don't know, like, it's good to get the Liquid match out of the way, so I guess, yeah, it's fine. They'll be playing different opponents moving forward, and they'll be a little bit easier to get out of the way, so...
Absolutely, and Luminosity have been playing quite well overall this season, but that, for now, that is it from us over here for match day number 12. It was a good day of series, but I must bid you adieu for now, so I hope you guys all have a good evening. The SL guys. Nothing he can do. Sandwich completely isolated. Bolt, he's still jumping up. Very easy kill for him as SHZ. Hiko, Hiko's going to spot out a few. Ooh, nice shot from Hiko. Oh my goodness. I feel like a fan himself. Zach's going to come across. Actually, Hiko finds one. He'll find the second one quite easily. He spotted out the third one as well, but Bolt, he can't shoot through the smoke.
He might be able to catch Steel.
Oh no. Still, the retake should begin. The most important thing is Wrath is still in this position, but he did not spot out Destiny. He has spotted out SHZ though, now spotting out Destiny! Huge! Rogue have a lot of time to work with. They know got a lot of time to work with. And now Boltz makes his position at E-Box zone. He just has to hide. No one can push in right now, and he's going to take out Hiko as well. Cadian, he's just dropped the P2. He's just dropped down to the P250.
Go in together, get the trade out. They don't know Destiny is so close. He's going to pick up Shinobi.
Oh
and
no!
Splyce.
And Cadian. The offer, that's one taken out. He's also found Bolt! Huge play coming out from Cadian. Very aggressive with the AWP. Going for the confidence plays. I like seeing it. Bolt, he gets him completely blind. And Bolt gets 2 once again. Rogue on towards the A-box side. They managed to sneak Shinobi in with a Mac 10. And Vice, once again, 2 opening picks. But what a shot from Zach through the edge of the smoke. Another one towards Cadian, who missed the outing contest. Diggity line, SHZ going to be taken down by Vice. Destiny's going to channel the line, and Vice will pick up another one. Vice is now the ace. They should know where the AWP is, and Vice picks up the ace. Huge. And Rogue, 2 low HP members. Hiko can't even do any damage because Boltz finds the timing, and Boltz does as Boltz do. Going to make his way back towards Nana. Is going to spot down Steel, and Zach will be able to find Vice. At least one of the danger men shut down. Zach finds 2. That's Eagle coming out. Can he find the third is the real question as he's retrieved an AK-47. Now, Cadian is not aware his transition. Zach, there's not the second, and Seb, he's found 2 before he's been traded out by Roke with the AK-47. Roke has now picked up 2. This AK...
However, it's not going to be a happy one. Still, he does pick up Dallas. What is actually fast? Just going to go for a more flat hold That's why
at second boxes has a lot of work to do. And Roker drive by, able to get another kill on the board, and Seb is now stepping up once again. Seb
round adjustment. See, look how beautiful that was. Round adjustment. See, look how beautiful that was.
Wardell, look, 193 just hits the back off. He's just going straight back in. This is so sick coming in from Ghost. The change coming up is Connor 93. They decided, look, we can play Liquid for them, and our Splyce just going straight in and just play the line out. So, Morgan still dealing it out. Dallas has been boosted up, spotted out, but Roker, he's just too sharp right now. Someone stop this man once again because he's just getting headshots left, right, and center towards Seb right now. 7 HP. This man, what the...
Inferno.